That's right, 10% off. And guys, just so you know, the big box stores use Rebath to install their bathroom jobs because of their great reputation. In business for over 17 years, and if you really want to see what they're all about, visit their showroom, 436 in Altamont, right across from Kobe. You'll walk in and see some models set up. That's not what you're buying. That's just to show you what's possible with their catalog of products and great design ideas. Orlando's only top-to-bottom complete Rebath remodeling company, and they do it right the first time. So take a minute, go to the website, check out the before and afters, and then book your appointment for your brand new bathroom at rebath.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crushyard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushYard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
This summer, escape to a place where history echoes through the streets, where epic beaches embrace breathtaking sunrises, and days are filled with adventures. From the historic charm of Old St. Augustine to 42 miles of scenic coastline in Ponte Vedra and the beaches, every moment brings a perfect blend of exhilaration and rejuvenation. Start your summer getaway now at floridashistoriccoast.com.
Trust and Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust and Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust and Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 20% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. We offer HELOCs and home equity lines of credit with scores as low as 640. Find out if you're qualified today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
ThatmortgageguyDon.com. Quitting tobacco is hard, but it's also hard to deal with a cough that won't go away and thinking it's lung cancer, or feeling your heart race after a walk and wondering if it's a heart attack, or telling your family you may not be around to see your next birthday.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but the consequences are even harder. Tobacco-Free Florida has free resources to help you stay smoke-free. You may be eligible to receive free nicotine patches, gum, or lozenges. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW or visit tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Think you're not the suing type? But you aren't at fault. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. You didn't choose this accident, the bills, or the damage. Don't cover for someone else's mistake. Just call Mo. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
Through Memorial Day, use cars from $58.88 at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, cash. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Thursday, May 22nd, 2025. Lots to get to today, from the Israeli embassy murders to inside the One Big Beautiful Bill drama. And our teacher of the day drops something in the classroom. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's
happening? And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Thursday?
Great. Super happy to be here. And
were you just holding up drugs?
What? Yeah, what was that? What was your
intro?
intro?
Talking about? I just wanted to take the opportunity to say that I love working for this company, but most importantly, I love working for Jack Bradshaw.
Oh, really?
Who's the greatest boss man on this side of the Mississippi, dare I say the other side as well.
What did he give you already? What did he do? Was it because you connived your way into getting them to take tomorrow off?
I love how you say, I love how you said that. Because if I remember correctly, go back to the tapes. Everyone that is listening right now, chatters, back me up. Y'all did this mystery thing a couple days ago, which was, looks like we might be taking a whole, longer weekend off. And I go, and I side text, what are you talking about? Then you said, this show's taken off. The other show might be. So if that's the case, then we all will.
Because day off is a trigger word for you.
Please let me finish. Say it again, because I didn't hear you. You were interrupting me, so I was talking.
Day off is a trigger word for you, and our conversation popped up on your radar.
Why wouldn't it be?
And then I told you, I said, we're going to work Friday, and then Monday is off. And then I said, C-Lane had said something about everybody else taking off.
Right now. No
Go
way,
ahead,
Jose.
pull it up. That's what I said. I said, I didn't know. C-Lane and I were just barely talking because right before the show, he had mentioned something about Friday. And one show was taking off Friday. And I said, well, is everybody? Because if everybody's taking off, it seems weird that we would be live.
They said Monsters are off Friday. I think C-Lane, JCS off too. I think just Monsters because they have their comedy show Thursday night. Then I talk to you in the talk back and I go, did we have, what's the deal? I'll go ask.
What? No.
And I walk.
No. If we're going to,
yes. Then I go in and I say to Jimmy, I will finish. I
say is this filibuster?
To Jimmy, hey, just double checking. Are you guys taking off? And he's like, no, are you guys? And I go, we are not, but I know that the Monsters are. So, I mean, if you guys were going to take off, we'd be down to take off.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, in case you can't pick up on the foreshadowing, it's Friday for us today.
This is what I'm talking about.
Why are you complaining?
Boy.
Then work. Go,
That's a shame.
Work.
I was going to work. I asked C-Lane afterwards. I said, C-Lane, I didn't even include you in the decision. Did you want to work on Friday? And then he's like,
no decision here. And then I heard you talking to Jack, and you're like, well, I wanted to work, blah, blah, blah. The back and forth you and I had was like, I'm down to do what everyone's doing.
Who fights about a day off?
I don't know. I don't know why you give me so much flack about it.
It's okay.
Let's enjoy a long weekend, for God's sakes.
You can be the day off warrior. That's fine. We'll all get a 4-day weekend.
Scratch everything. Let's do Friday and let's do Monday since it's your birthday. And we'll make a whole thing of it.
We're already doing Monday because that was like a holiday or whatever.
No, forget it. Let's be the only people on.
That's what I was going to do, but okay. All right, enough of this. Enough of this nonsense. Folks, just for the record, I was going to try to do a show on Friday, and then so was the afternoon show, and Sabrina tanked it for everybody. All right? Let the record show that's what's kind of happening. Okay. Can I show you something, though?
Yeah.
All right. Check this out. Ready?
Oh, look at this, guys.
Ready? Uh-huh.
I don't understand what we're looking at.
I'm walking. What are you talking about? You don't understand what we're looking at.
I'm walking.
You walked 2 steps and turned around. And
I can't go very far, but I can walk without any assistance.
You can't go very far because your headphones are on.
Can you take them off and do an actual loop where people can see it?
I can't.
And those listening, I can describe. Take the headphones off.
I don't need to. I got it. Huh?
Oh, my gosh.
Good.
Whoa. That was a day and night change.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
It hurts. It absolutely is. It's not great.
Took drugs or something?
No. It was starting to get a little better, and now all of a sudden I could put a little bit of weight on it.
Oh, good.
And one step at a time. I know this is one of those getting credit for things that you're supposed to do type things. Yeah, like I can walk.
Are you trying to call yourself? Never mind.
Nope. All right, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers to the pulse to see what's happening in this great big wide world of ours. And this one is at Google's debut this week. All their technology has been on display. We talked yesterday about their new AI, which was pretty incredible, I think, and really going to be a game changer out there. And now I want to talk about something that's more in Sabrina's territory, I think.
Sex toys?
Now, I know that you have... Oh, I don't want to screw this up. You have the Ray-Ban glasses that are... Okay.
Meta.
And are they... what would you classify them? Are they AI glasses? Are they smart glasses?
Both. So
you don't see anything new through them.
Correct.
They're not augmented reality.
But I am talking to an AI.
What kind of things are you saying?
I mean, I have a lot to explore. I'll tell you that
Can you say? Well, actually, here's my
you have
question.
to say I don't have them. I can go grab them during the next break. But
once I show you this opening clip with Google's new AI glasses, I want you to tell me if these are better or if yours can already do this. If yours can already do this thing. Because I thought this was pretty interesting technology they had on display. So let's go to Google. Here we go.
So you guys may have noticed I snuck a peek.
Well, I got one half of a second.
What happened?
Have you pageantry anymore?
What? I already did that part,
Ears to
didn't
the
I?
ground?
Oh, I didn't.
You never
No,
did
you
it.
didn't. No.
Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers to the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to Google. I thought that's why I was talking about Google to begin with.
Google, my Google.
Back to Google. Here we go.
So you guys may have noticed I snuck a peek back at the shelf a moment ago. I wasn't paying attention, but let's see if Gemini was.
Didn't we see this?
No, I don't think so. I've never seen this
She's
before.
going to be like, what was the book that I just looked at?
Yeah, you might have seen it, but...
we definitely talk about this.
We didn't, no. You got another show you're doing?
I haven't seen it.
No, I've never seen this before.
They are completely copying another conference.
You probably just saw it in your TikTok feed. Let everybody else see what's going on here. And then we'll talk about if your glasses can do this. So she said, I just kind of looked briefly at the shelf back
I wasn't
there.
paying attention, but let's see if Gemini was. Hey, did you happen to catch the title of the white book that was on the shelf behind me?
The white book is Atomic Habits by James Clear.
That is absolutely right. So let's try something harder. I keep losing my hotel key card. Do you know where I last left the card?
That is pretty useful right there. Like, hey, where are my keys? Tell me where you last saw my keys or my cell phone or something.
So Meta can do that.
It can? It can do that now? Really? Okay.
It does do that.
It does. And I can, the only thing that I've tried so far is like, hey, what am I looking at? And then it shows. I think you have to be in like some sort of mode already.
All right.
So maybe Google is just like constantly watching everything you're doing.
I mean, it would have to. We would have to assume that it's just constantly taking in and processing.
Which is
like,
a lot if you
where
think
did I
about
last
it.
put my keys?
Yeah, because otherwise, how would it have that information? But like, if you said to your glasses, where did I last put my keys? And it told you immediately, that's a pretty good use case.
Oh, absolutely. I was walking Carl and I looked at my phone for a second and he had finished taking his tiny pebble poop and I could not find it. So I did ask Meta, hey, where did Carl poop? but they didn't catch it.
That would be useful too, honestly. Depending on
this thing sounds like it could be turning you into close to something with what do you call that when you have an eidetic memory? I think it is. Where you just never forget anything?
Oh, really? Yeah, it could be. Or it could be creepy. Daniel on YouTube says, "Hey, Gemini, can you show me the photos of those women I looked at on the beach?"
Okay.
You could probably do that. Like, hey, give me all those creeper shots I was talking about. It works.
The hotel key card is to the right of the music record.
For someone as forgetful as me, that's a killer app.
Yeah, it is. Thank you, random guy. It is a killer app. I think that's kind of smart.
The other implications, and not even in a bad way, is like, something just went down. Hey, Google, whatever your name is, did you catch the license plate number on that Corvette that just sped off?
Yeah.
Stuff like that could be definitely incredibly useful.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was the first, the simple use case that I've seen with smart glasses where I said, I would like that. I don't want this world, and I know some of you do. I don't want this world where it's like AR, where I'm wearing glasses and there's like stats and there's turn-by-turn directions in my sunglasses. I don't want that view of the world. I think it's ugly.
Have you ever driven a car that has the display that puts it in your windshield? The HUD heads-up display?
I didn't like it. I drove a Corvette.
I loved it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a little weird. I don't like that kind of augmented reality stuff. I want to live my normal life. I just want it to be bettered by all the technology around me. That's what I'm looking for.
For some people, that betters it.
I guess so.
I thought, and this is the very low on the totem pole of what augmented reality could be. But just that, especially with driving at night when I was somewhere where I wasn't familiar with all the roads, I loved it.
Man. All right, coming in very quickly here. Let's get to a couple of emails. Anonymous emails the show. And it's something when it says, "Keep me anonymous in case my dad is listening." LOL. All right.
Family drama.
What are you up to? It says anonymous : Polaroids. Now,
Wait,
let me be clear. Hold on. Let me be clear as I always am.
Polaroid seems intense.
It's anonymous and then the colon as in semicolon and then the word Polaroid. So not anonymous : Polaroids, which I do not want to see in my inbox, just for the record. Keep me anonymous in case my dad is listening, LOL. Listening to yesterday's show about the teacher who got caught dirty texting her student and your sidebar rant about Polaroids. Now, I'll explain for those of you who didn't listen. I said, stop sending nude photos to people. Stop sending filthy text messages to people.
And you made a whole to-do, multiple steps, expensive steps to avoid sending of the nudes.
Worth it, though. If you give somebody a Polaroid and you go, here you go, you can take a look at this, and they take a look at the Polaroid, and then you take it back from them, you say, I'll put it in this little locker right here. You can open the locker and look at it every once in a while if you want to, but you can't be near it with your phone.
Hand me a nude and then take it back?
Also, you have to buy a whole locker?
I'm trying to safe-proof things for everybody, okay? That's what I'm doing here. I want to safe-proof things so people aren't getting revenge porn.
If you're there to hand me the nude and I don't get to keep it, why aren't you just naked right now?
Thank you.
You could do that, too. That's even more safe, C-Lane. But I said you need to do that with
my
hard
Google
copy.
Glasses.
Don't put this stuff out there. Next thing you know, you'll be on some sort of trial, and they'll be introducing all your text messages as evidence. You don't want that. So this person says, anonymous, I completely agree with you. The camera itself can be a mini investment depending on what you want. But my husband and I bought one when we first got married and have not regretted it. We've been through 3 now, breaking one and drunkenly losing one. And yes, we both have our own personal stash of photos of each other. But honestly, taking those photos out of the equation, I recommend everybody getting a Polaroid camera. There's nothing like a photo you can hold in your hand, and there's no retaking those photos, which makes them that much better. Also, as a nurse practitioner, you should be using your Ninja walking stick 50,000, whatever on the left, just saying. Thank you, Anonymous. Appreciate the email.
You were using it on the wrong side the whole time?
That's what they were saying yesterday, but it was working for me. So,
Anonymous, I really hope nobody can figure out who you are, but there are some things.
Did I give out too much information?
No.
I mean, you read the email.
You read the email.
Sent.
It's not saying the name is your only real obligation, I think.
Mm-hmm. But they did say what their job was.
husband, which Polaroids.
Yeah.
Hope my dad's not listening. Now some guy, every dad in the audience is like,
is that my kid?
Does my daughter and her husband have Polaroids?
I also don't want to take the Polaroid camera and sully its reputation. Like every time you see somebody with a Polaroid, it must mean that they were taking
Well,
nude
we only have one Polaroid story about you.
No, but there was multiple Polaroids. Also, one of my favorite stories, I had got to your parents' house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I literally was introduced to your father, and it was a breath in, and he told me about the Polaroids almost immediately.
My dad
was fantastic.
My dad didn't drink much growing up, but that was right after my mom died. So he had like a full bottle of Jack Daniels, which was new, and I didn't know there was truth serum to him. So, Sabrina, let me tell you about these Polaroid photos.
And it was great. And I go, thank you so much. I will be talking about this as soon as we're back on the air.
Yeah, it really didn't let me down with that either. But Paul, to tipsathenewsjunkie.com, says, why don't you run the show live on all the stations, including 92.1 WZZR and 101.7 WCZR and other stations that we're on? Paul, we get put in different time slots. We're happy to be in whatever major time slot a radio station will put us in. And that's that. I mean, look, we would like to be on live on every station. I think that would be killer. Just so we could instantly be interacting with everybody. But it's also fine. Down south, we're on afternoons, and it's a great spot to be on. And we've been soaring.
And we just got a really good number, so I don't know that they're itching to go, let's change this.
Yeah, let's take this.
This isn't broken. Let's fix it till it is.
True. Yeah, I know on that station in particular, we're doing well in afternoons, and the show before us is doing really well as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's the strength of the station, at least for now. I know they're struggling in some other spots, but those spots are really good. So I don't know if they want to wiggle them around. I think they probably just want to build on all the momentum they have going. Anyhow, thanks for the email. And we'll save this one here because it'll be later on in the show that gets addressed.
Oh, man.
Honestly, I didn't want to bore you guys. So I just looked at the email and I was like, oh, this is about my server. I don't think server talk is going to do it now.
I don't think that you need to share that later on.
Put that down on the bottom of the pile. We'll get to that.
The skull mic. Doing the skull mic.
Sean and I will do an emergency pod.
Yeah. All right. Here's what we're going to do. When we come back, we're going to talk about this insane attack in D.C. where there was 2 people killed at the Israeli embassy, and the person left behind a manifesto. I think that's 2 days, 2 manifestos. Isn't that in the last 2 days, 2 manifestos, or is that before?
At least 2 weeks.
Yeah, at least in this week or last week, there's been 2 manifestos. So we'll talk about what happened with this person and these poor people that they ended up killing. We'll get over that quickly and move on to all the other stuff happening. We got Epic Universe, a brand new theme park opening in the United States of America. How often does that happen? How often does that go down? We'll get into a lot more. It's all on the way. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
There's a couple accidents to keep an eye out for. A disabled vehicle on the ramp from I-4 westbound to Cayley Avenue. A crash on Maitland Boulevard near I-4. An accident reported on Masters Boulevard near Champions Gate Boulevard. Look out for an object in the roadway on I-4 westbound near John Young Parkway there. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Do you love your kids? Send them to Crushyard Summer Camp, where every day is packed with pickleball, ping pong, arcade games, crafts, cornhole, and more. It's active, creative, and tons of fun. Plus, lunch is included. More than just a camp, it's a summer full of new friends, confidence building, and unforgettable memories. With flexible scheduling and affordable pricing, it's easy to plan your summer your way.
School mic, baby. I'm a-coming. Hello, Skull Mike Squad. Check this out. I don't want to go crazy too early because I'll end up going back and reverting to not being able to walk as well. But if I want to go from the Skull Mike to the chat, boom! Zephyr's Biker says, James Brown was the hardest working man in show business. Sabrina, not so much. How dare you, sir? How dare you? You know, there are different types of people when it comes to vacation days. Some people are of the mindset that you should gamify your life and take as many vacation days as you possibly can. And though I don't agree with that, and that's not what I do, that's I think that's a view a lot of people have. I just for me, the show is the main thing in my life. I'm not saying it's not in anybody else's, but it is for me. So I wake up and I'm like, I gotta do this. But honestly, with my foot all screwy and stuff, and my birthday on Monday, 4-day weekend is a good time to take off, work on some stuff around the studio, get things cleaned up. We'll make the most out of it. Arnott says, Wasson, no shoes is probably why you're having problems. I don't think so. I'm not barefoot unless I'm inside my house, which is, not most of the time once the show is over. When I go out for a walk, I don't walk barefoot. I walk with shoes on, obviously. But I think I might need to get a new pair of nice shoes. Also, chat, I was fooling around with the idea, and don't hold me to this because I'm not locked in on it yet. But I was fooling around with the idea of doing a stream-only show tomorrow. Just coming in, kicking on the equipment, and streaming. Just stream-only, uncensored madness Friday. Thoughts, opinions, takes. Three minutes. I like it. Yes, Madness Friday. I'm down. Where do I send the monies? Hey, free. Free will be the cost. Let the corporations run ads on things. Let them do that. Let the people who really want to step up sub the secret shows and gift subs. That's how you show your love to me. That's my love language. My love language is secret shows subs and gifted subs. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Bootsy says, I'll be there too on the couch Chaos farted on. I've replaced that couch with an identical couch. Only difference is no fart. Everything else looks exactly the same, but this one is fart free since 2023. I don't know if we're locking in on that or not, but that's something I've been just toying with, the idea of just firing it up in here and going and doing a stream. And because I've been kind of pondering this a little bit, after the show, and I haven't done it this week because my leg's been screwed up. Generally after the show, I spend a couple of hours working on video clips that I could put on different platforms, et cetera, et cetera. And generally speaking, the shorter videos on a lot of platforms do very, very well. The longer videos, it's like it gets lost in the YouTube mishmash. And so the thought has been maybe the smarter move to grow the YouTube channel is to do more like after hours streams. And we've done a little bit of that in the past, so that's a possibility. Possibility. Like, is that the better strategy? Short videos and then more live streams. I don't know. 1 minute. Still waiting on magnets from subs gifted in April. Those go out every couple of months. So I'll probably actually be doing all the ones on my desk. I print them out every single time. I put them on my desk. And then I have a thing on the website which shows all the gifted ones that need to be fulfilled. And I do those in rounds every 2 months. Ow! Oh, he scared me. Hello?
I think Alaska does weird things to people.
If you're interested in hearing anonymous callers like this tell stories from their lives, check out my podcast, Therapy Gecko. You can listen to Therapy Gecko on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Therapy Gecko and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Filling in the gaps between the New York Times and World Star. This is
New friends. In fact, the 3 best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. Learn more about this here show called The News Junkie on the website, thenewsjunkie.com.
This here show.
This here show is called The News Junkie, friend.
For a second, I thought you said this year's show. I was like, was it different than last year?
It's both,
A
really,
little bit
truly.
different if you think about it.
We've got a brand new theme park that is opened in the United States of America this week.
Bet you hadn't heard.
Kind of a big deal, honestly. You don't have that very much. You have the little tiny places open up and fun experiences. But this is a multi-billion-dollar theme park that they just said, hey, presto bango, epic universe.
Which is, by the way, bigger than Universal and IOA combined.
Is that true?
That's what I heard this morning on the news, so I'm going to take it as fact.
It is a cool experience going there, I'll tell you, because of all the portals and like the way you get into all the different areas. Yeah. But something is wild that's happening in the opening days of this park. Now, I don't want to brag or anything, but you know, we've all been there already. Yeah. Kind of a big deal around here. We've been. But for the opening days for the peasants, then there are some issues that are popping up. And I want to tell anybody who might happen to be coming from anywhere in the United States to Epic Universe soon, don't be a sheep just following the rest of the crowd. From what I could tell, people are going into the park. It's sold out all these days, right? And it's like a 5-hour instant wait for Harry Potter and the Harry Potter ride. And then you could go on like the Monsters ride that they have in the Monsters section.
Dark Universe,
which is an awesome ride. And there's there's a 20-minute ride for one. Everybody's trying to get on the Harry Potter ride. 5 hours.
So
crazy.
A lot of the people, they had a whole bunch of people on the news just live there today. And a lot of the people were talking about, it doesn't really look very crowded. Universal must be capping off the capacity to make sure everybody gets to do everything, and it's not like a crazy cluster F of people for the first official day of this park. And I said, some of that might be true. I think the rest of it is just there's a 300-minute wait for Harry Potter. So I know they built enough line for that ride.
Is there no fast pass?
But and there are. Because Sean had one of them.
Watch, check this out. This is people going into the park. And all these other rides are awesome, folks. Like, if you are a tourist coming in, all the rides in this whole Epic Universe park are awesome. They're enjoyable. A whole Mario Land, Donkey Kong Land, All of it. What's the roller coaster called again?
Stardust Racers.
Stardust Racers.
That's
Beautiful.
Incredible roller coaster.
It was intense.
Look at everybody running into the brand new theme park, and they run right to the Harry Potter ride. Everybody in the same direction.
Why are we running?
Hordes of people, and they all go right to the same line. Go like everybody else is going to be waiting in this dumbo line. Go do all the other things with no line, and then come back later. Come back at the end or something. I don't know what you're thinking doing this, but it is definitely very, very popular and definitely a very interesting thing to have launched off in the United States. There you go. Have fun of you out there at the Battle of the Ministry or at Epic Universe in general.
I come from a weird place because
land down under.
No, right here, like right in the middle of it, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is the first new theme park in 20 years," and I go, "That's kind of cool," but I was like, "This is really, really hyped," and I was starting to think overhyped, but then I go, "I got to shut up." Because that just means I've just been so used to living next to theme parks my whole life.
Yes.
They've just been there.
What Sean and I had was Wet and Wild, and I still had to drive.
This is theme park privilege, buddy. I grew up next to a little place called Rapids Water Park.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, Rapids Water Park was
there
the
wasn't
go-to.
a lot. Rapids Water Park.
Yeah, I had Wet and Wild.
And now Rapids is better. Rapids has like all kinds of crazy fun stuff, and it's a great time now. But when I was little, it had 3 or 4 yellow slides on a hill.
Oh, yeah. And it was
wasn't
crusty.
Good. Yeah, so there you go. New theme park
Love
opening.
you, Rapids.
Be safe. Enjoy yourself. And kudos, by the way, to the people at Universal and Epic Universe who put all this together. You did it. Today's your day. Pat yourself on the back. You really did some amazing stuff. Yeah, there you go. Yes. Take a bow.
Mm-hmm.
Take a bow. Thank you. There you go.
Get us in the park, please.
All right. Again. Okay, we're going to go to you and your dispatches in just a moment. We've got some details about this Israeli embassy murder that took place and the manifesto left behind and all of that good stuff. But there's something that people are taking to doing in May, which, I don't know, whenever I see these takes in the media, I'm like, these usually are just from incredibly privileged people with privileged takes. Way more privilege than theme park privilege, right? Like a lot of these takes that you can have, the takes I see people have in the homeless world in particular, where they go, here's what we need. Here's the solution to all this stuff. And I go, that hasn't worked for 50 years in any of these progressive cities with tons of money being thrown at the homeless issue. It doesn't work. And it's a level of privilege that you have to suggest we should dump more money into that, not really having to deal with the ins and outs of it in your everyday life. Those kind of things are annoying to me. And this seems to kind of be one of them. And they're talking about people who are engaging in what they call No Mow May. And these folks have said, in the month of May, I ain't doing nothing.
Ooh.
I'm not going out there and I'm not mowing my lawn. I'm not doing
no mowing.
No
I
Mow
May. I thought you meant No Mow May, like, I'm just taking that month off. There's No Mow May for me.
No, they can't skip the month.
Mow.
So they can skip mowing, though. No Mow May encourages homeowners, according to the Associated Press.
It's weird. My mowing service thought that about my backyard last week.
To stash the lawnmower each spring and let flowers and grass glow for pollinators and water retention. If your neighbor's lawn already looks like a wildflower flower field most of the time, it could be more intentional than you might assume. The movement has expanded to Let It Bloom June, and the fall version, Leave the Leaves.
Okay,
now,
so
folks,
don't touch your lawn?
If you're doing No Mow May and Let It Bloom June and then Leave the Leaves whatever, like, you're just lazy now. You're not mowing your lawn, and your neighbors have to deal with your weed field that's popping up here.
I've been doing the complete opposite because my lawn is so dead.
No.
And so I finally have, taken it upon myself. I got, some grass growing stuff. I got a sprinkler.
Look at you.
Yeah, and no progress so far. So No Mow May might be in my future.
Well, next year for No Mow May, you can reject all this nonsense and just mow until it's looking as good as possible. No Mow May. Anybody participating out there? Anybody taking up the mantle of No Mow May? And if people are not mowing for a couple of months during the summer, do you really think that this could be in the name of something good, or is that just laziness on display? Let us know what you think. Give us your opinion. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com, and record your dispatch right now. Ryan says Mo bought the studio and now he owns a whole month. No, different Mo. M-O-W, not M-O-E.
Mo could have the month. Nice guy.
Our friend Mo. Yeah, we'll never have a No Mow May. We will never do that. We would not.
Has he shown up this month?
I was just thinking of that as I was saying
He
this.
has.
And I was juggling that with the fact that we may not be here tomorrow. And then I was like, oh, forgot to tell him that. All right, so what we're going to do is take a quick break. When we come back, we will get to you and your dispatches. By the way, Ryan on YouTube says, not Ryan, Booty Sweat on YouTube says, if this isn't a protest fighting HOAs, then shut the F up. This is not. I think it's allegedly supposed to be like you're doing something great for the environment in your yard.
Sure, Jan.
And you're helping with water retention. It just seems like No Mow May could be an excuse for laziness. Again, let us know what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send a dispatch. When we come back, we'll get to the details about the 2 Israeli embassy staff. What a horrible incident here. We got to figure out why this happened. I've got a manifesto and everything. We'll dive into what went down here and who these 2 poor people were. We got more from Google's technology, a plane crashing into a neighborhood, a whole bunch more on a very busy Thursday. And that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show, because therapy is expensive. The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for today, we are going to be watching for the potential of a couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms. These will take place mainly to the south of Orlando. A couple of these could be on the strong side with heavy downpours and gusty winds. Otherwise, temperatures won't be quite as hot, but it will still be pretty warm and muggy. Plan for highs right around the low 90s for this afternoon. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Folks, your money matters, and you should put your money in places where you're proud to spend it. That is with companies that are locally owned and operated, companies that are family owned and operated, not these huge corporations that are bloated and are terrible at customer service. I'm talking about Mills Air. It's summer. If your AC is not working like it used to, there's probably an issue. Don't go looking up YouTube videos and breaking stuff or hurting yourself. Instead, reach out to the experts who have done all of these things before. They've fixed this problem that you have that you can't figure out. They've fixed it hundreds, if not thousands of times. And that's why they know the most efficient, cheapest way to do it. And they want to keep you as a client for life at Mills Air. That's where you go for your help. Their techs can service any brand of AC out there, and they are a Carrier factory authorized dealer. So give them a call to schedule your appointment. 407-277-1159. One more time. That's 407-277-1159. Skull Mike Squad. Yeah. Oh, we're going to talk about this Israeli embassy attack. I think it's fair to call it an attack. Israeli embassy attack that happened last night. Disgusting, perverse activities from the watermelon militia, from these deranged lunatics who talk about a global intifada, from these from the river to the sea hooligans, the watermelon militia, these lunatics who have just been allowed to run free in institutions and colleges and Institute of Higher Learning in the United States of America because they believe only solely in the simplistic dipshittery of the oppressors versus oppressed narrative. So therefore, whoever seems to be the most oppressed must be... I'm ranting. Bye. Where are you going? Where are you going? Okay, be safe. What's the matter? Are you mad at me? No. Oh, okay. Your hair looks nice. I know, but it looks nice. I'm not saying run like that. It would be way too hot. It would be like melting your neck.
I'm worried about the pucker.
Why? He's fine. I mean, he is pretty black. Yeah, I didn't think he was. I thought when you were talking about it, he was just a little darker. He's pretty black.
No, I know.
Like an old banana.
And that's what I said.
I know. But I think he's okay. I think they just do that sometimes. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong. Is Greg coming next week? Okay, well, we'll ask him when he comes. All right, see you later. Bye. What was I saying? Where was I? These lunatics have weaponized this ideology to radicalize a bunch of people like this nut job who just killed this young couple in Washington, D.C. And it is a shame. It is a shame. It's a scourge on our country, and not enough people are unfortunately saying enough about it. Sorry. Sorry, that's the truth. That's the truth. We have far too many people, especially young Arab people in the United States of America, who are absolutely blinded by years and years and years of propaganda online and off, and it's made them actually bloodthirsty against Jews. And I, for one, am not here for it. Kiss my ass. Booty Sweat says Senk Uyghur's nephew is about to go stream it. Yes, albeit to a dwindling audience. Albeit to a dwindling audience of Gen Zers and alphas, and mostly women, honestly. I hate to say this to you, ladies, but there's a lot of younger women who are into this stuff. Okay, here we go. We're coming back.
Set up your Big Green Egg so that you'll be cooking before they leave. Follow Wassey's Meat Market on Instagram or go to the website wasseysmeatmarket.com for your Big Green Egg today.
This summer, escape to a place where history echoes through the streets, where epic beaches embrace breathtaking sunrises, and days are filled with adventures. From the historic charm of Old St. Augustine to 42 miles of scenic coastline in Ponte Vedra and the beaches, every moment brings a perfect blend of exhilaration and rejuvenation. Start your summer getaway now at floridashistoriccoast.com.
Hey guys, Chef Justin with Fresh from Florida here, reminding you that the best part of summer is already here. Locally grown, fresh from Florida watermelon. Fresh from Florida, there's sunshine in every bite.
New Year's resolution is to sell your home? Get a guaranteed cash offer today at thenicklygroup.com.
Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This is
Hi, we got treats for you, and we'll take your dispatches in exchange. Record yours over at thenewsjunkie.com. I must say, there's a new dispatch trend of people sending in their videos or, audio dispatches to the show, which I don't necessarily know what to do with. I don't know how to react to this. There's a shirtless trend that is going on. It's now like the last two video dispatches have been shirtless people delivering whatever their thoughts are.
All right.
And I don't know what to say about that. I don't know what to do about that. Our second example is from Nick, so let's see what he says. Here's Nick.
Assalamu alaikum.
What?
This is Cletus, my first video dispatch.
Cletus, I have so many questions. Why is there like a smoke machine in the background?
I think something's on fire.
Is he grilling?
That's an incense smoke.
Is he potentially in like a Turkish bathhouse? Because there's like smoke floating by.
I don't
He's
see
shirtless.
naked men behind him, no.
Not yet, no. There's a lot of shirtless dispatches, though.
Sean, I think you might have gout. Please go to the doctor and have them test your pee-pee for uric acids.
I don't.
Because I have it too from the alcohol use and the tobacco. And if you go, if they test it, and you'll know. Wiggle, wiggle, do the pop-up.
Don't know what to do with that. You know?
I didn't hate it.
All right. Thank you. The shirtless dispatch trend continues. And it's not my hobbling around in the studio. If you watch the show, which you can do on YouTube and Twitch, The News Junkie is what you search for. I'm not hobbling around because of gout. This is actually the back of my leg, and it's an Achilles tendonitis situation.
Gout's out.
The gout is out. The tendonitis is in, and it's slowly but surely healing right now. Let's talk about what happened in D.C., because this is a terrible story, but it's something you've got to talk about at least for a second here. And this happened at the embassy, the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C., where the Jewish museum is nearby. And 2 Israeli embassy staff were fatally shot at close range while leaving an event at the Capitol Jewish Museum. They were targeted because they were just Jews. That's it. It was an anti-Semitic attack by these watermelon militia people. These people who have run wild with an ideology of hate that says that all Jewish people, including 2 randos coming out of the museum in D.C., are legitimate attacks. This is an idea that was prominent for a very long time and remains prominent in the Arab world, where there is, count it, one Jewish country and a dozen Arab countries, just one Jewish country. It's all they wanted, and a dozen or so Arab countries that exist out there. And in that world, there was a very common ideology and thought process that was globalize the intifada. An intifada is an uprising, if you will. And there have been several intifadas over the years. Now they're mostly done by Zoomers who read a couple of books and think they know everything about Middle East history and hate the Jews. And so they get radicalized by all of this. In the modern media sphere, these media outlets don't care. They don't go after people with this insane radical ideology of hate. And they let it proliferate on these college campuses, and it just gets worse and worse. So I'm not surprised. I'm only surprised it doesn't happen more, that you have people chanting Free Palestine after they're taken into custody because they killed 2 random Jewish people in Washington, D.C., in the United States of America. And they pull out a keffiyeh, or as they do at a lot of the protests, they pull out a Palestine flag. And they fly more of those than they fly the American flag at these things. It's really, really bad, and it's something that we haven't addressed yet, I don't think, in a way that we should in the United States of America. But the most vile thing about this, to me, was this guy killed these 2 Jews and then knocked on the door of the Israeli embassy. They let him in. They said, what's going on? How can we help you? And he informed them that he had just killed 2 Jews and screamed Free Palestine. So they let him in. Like they let this guy in thinking, we don't know who he is. We don't know him from anybody else. We'll let him in to our space here, and we'll see what happens. And here's somebody who was, I think, a witness to this that was talking about this shooting in D.C. Here we go.
I did see somebody run in. The security guard happened to let this guy in. I guess they were thinking that he was a victim. And he was covered in rain. He was clearly in trauma. He was in shock. And, some of the people at the event brought him water. They sat him down. Are you okay? Were you shot?
So they treated him.
And he's like, somebody called the cops, bring the cops in. So about 10 minutes later, when the cops actually came in, he said, I did this. He said, sir, I'm unarmed. He put his hands up. He grabbed a red keffiyeh out of his pocket and started the Free Palestine chants.
So they were treating him nicely, getting him water. They treated him like a victim the entire time. And he waited until the cops arrived to say, nah, I shot some Jews. That's what I did. And this is what happens from time to time. And it's inexcusable. It's disgusting. It's motivated by hate. You can see the hate in this guy's manifesto that was left behind. I don't care to share too much of it, but it literally says all of the talking points that you see in a billion TikTok videos, all of the things about genocide. Why? Because that is a word that is used to justify all things horrific that happen after. If there is a genocide going on in Israel or, in Gaza against the Gazan citizens, If there's a genocide going on, then it justifies October 7th. If there's a genocide going on, it justifies targeting random Jews outside of an embassy in D.C. by the Watermelon Militia. If there's a genocide going on, it justifies everything. That's what these people say. It's a bankrupt ideology, radical Islamists that really should be swept into the sea itself. But he goes on and on, blah, 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 about, doesn't even believe the actual death toll.
How long was
there's
this?
more. 900 words. He says public opinion has shifted against the genocidal apartheid state, and the American government has simply shrugged. They'll do without public opinion then, criminalize it where they can, suffocate it with bland reassurances that they're doing all they can to restrain Israel. That's the same stuff over and over and over, from the river to the sea, globalizing intifada. I love you, mom and dad, baby sis, the rest of my familia, including you, free Palestine, said the guy who did this, who cares what his name is. I don't know. I hate to see it. Hate to see victimization of people in Gaza in many ways by their leadership of Hamas, but also by the Israelis and their incursion into the area and overstepping what they should be doing on so many different circumstances. But I often see a one-way road. Like, I think that people should really understand the plight of the Israelis and really understand the plight of the folks who live in Palestine as well. And people who are these types of activists are unable to see any Jewish grief. They are unable to see any Israeli pain. They are unable to understand this circumstance from anything other than the Watermelon Militia's side of things. And it's really dopey and deadly, as you can see in this case. So hate to see it, but there it is. That's the reality of life. And until we figure out how to change a whole lot of minds, at least in the Western world, in the United States of America in particular, I bet we see more of it. Let us know what you think. Send a dispatch. Hopefully you'll have a shirt on. Go to thenewsjunkie.com.
Yeah, it's optional.
Thenewsjunkie.com. That's where you can get that across right now. Okay. We got to work in a couple of these dispatches that people sent. But before we do that, should we take a quick break here? Okay. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get to your comments. We'll get to this crash in San Diego, a plane crash right into a neighborhood. And they're talking about what caused that. It's pretty crazy, some of the details there, and a whole lot more, including what's going on in the set of the movie Madden, which I didn't expect to be dramatic, but...
Like the football?
Yeah. Have you seen who's playing Madden?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you got to see this. Nicolas Cage is playing John Madden.
I did hear that.
And I was like, what? Why are they doing a movie about this? Okay, all right. And then now I've seen some of the drama that's happening. So we'll get into that as well. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Support the arts and local artists at the Orlando Fringe Festival with over 100 shows happening now through May 26th. Get more info at orlandofringe.org.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. Clausman Law.
Go, Mike Squad. My brother in arms, Abraham Dragon Friend. My brother from another mother says, is it only dudes sending in shirtless video dispatches? Abraham, my guy, you know it's only dudes. You know it forever will be only dudes. And it will be hairy dudes, some of them in Turkish bathhouses, from here on out. But I kind of like it. I'm here for it. I like the freedom of it. I may take my shirt off today. Hang out here in the studio. Ryan says, not on my bingo card that Nick Cage would play Madden. Same. But he's always keeping people guessing, which I love. Oh, shoot, I got to ask him a question. We'll talk about that in a second. What did we just do? Was that a 12? Oh, shoot, I was trying to time that. Okay, let's do a 12 here then. Just for the record, we need pretty much everything. So, we got to try to nail as many seconds as we can. Let's do a 12 here. Excuse me. Yeah, anyways, Nicolas Cage as John Madden. Love Nick Cage. Love him. Love the artistry of Nick Cage. Love that. Be that guy. Bucky says, not on my bingo card that Sean would take his shirt off during the show. But here we are, Bucky. Here we are. Ugh. It's going to happen. That dispatch looked like an Anthony Bourdain B-roll. Nice. 4 minutes. He was faking it the whole time, not even a little limp. I'm still limping a little bit, you might notice. I'm just so excited to be able to actually walk and put pressure on my feet. And I don't know if this is too optimistic, but I'm really, really hoping that tomorrow I will be in such a way that I could do my walk and then maybe from there, like, be back to normal. And then as a change, I am going to each morning do a 5-minute stretching session before I jump in the shower, and then before I go out and I'm going to walk a whole bunch, I'm going to do stretching every single day. Four minutes-ish. Lee Road says, still curious how that tattoo removal is going. Well, friend, you might see it sometime. You might see it sometime. I really only had the choice of getting the 2 tattoos on the bottom of my back removed over a lot of sessions, or going nutso and just tattooing my entire back. I already have a big tattoo on the top of my back. So it was like I needed to go big or go zap. And I hope zap is the good move. And then next year, new me, baby. Sean 2.0. 2 minutes. AJ Soup says, Sean, get yourself a foot stretcher, which sounds like a good idea. I'll have to check that out. A foot stretcher I would absolutely do. I know that I have to stop a bad habit I have. And chat, let me know if you guys do this. One of the bad habits I have that kept getting flagged was I take my shoes off every time with my toes. I take the back of my shoe off with my toes for my other foot, and apparently that's very bad for your Achilles tendon. Do you guys do that? It's bad. Courtney got tired of looking at them while she was pounding him. What? Behaw says, I don't wear shoes. Behaw, you are a liar. I don't believe anybody who says that. There must be at least 10% of your day when you're wearing shoes. I don't believe that you've opted out of society in as much as you don't have any shoes on ever. I don't believe it. You go to the store, you're wearing shoes. You go do lady shopping, you're wearing shoes at the lady shopping. You go get your mustache removed, whatever ladies do. I don't know what ladies do, but when you're doing all of those things, you're wearing shoes. Whatever it is. 1 minute. John says, oh no, that's the way I take off my shoes. Yeah, I know. You shouldn't do it. All right, we're coming back. Coming back, everybody.
window.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
If it's important to you, it's on and probably being mocked by.
Trust me, even if you're wondering, what have I stumbled onto? This is where we do viral news. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. Learn more about the show at thenewsjunkie.com. This is going to trigger C-Lane. I know it is. When I see the headline, I go, and I have a rant on deck for this, and I was like, C-Lane will be triggered by this for sure. Uh-oh. Because I've seen stories that say, even after all of this, still 10% of Americans don't have real ID on their driver's license. Okay? Still 10% of Americans. How long
that are
was the
willing
rollout?
to admit.
That's true, too. There could be some people who are like, well, no, I definitely got the real ID.
The state's just called everybody out.
10% of people still don't have the real ID. And the brutal thing is, and it's because we're a bunch of babies. We are a nation of babies who can't be punished, even though we need desperately to be punished for things like this. Nation of procrastinators we are. Even though there's 10% of the United States public that still doesn't have a license updated with real ID, right? You know what happens? Nothing if you fly. Nothing. You're going through TSA. Some lady on social media was like, let me show you what happens if you try to fly and you don't have real ID. I'll show
Instagram,
you.
Twitter, y'all see
And
this?
she goes to the airport. Resilient LA was her username. And she said, I'm going through the security checkpoint. And as she handed her ID, they said, here you go. And they handed her a red notice card. A big red notice card. They handed it to her when she handed them the ID. And they said, you're not real ID compliant. And you should expect delays because that you're not real ID compliant. How many delays did she see? None. There were 0 new delays.
Cool. Because the embarrassment of getting that big red card.
They want to try to give you the scarlet letter card because you have procrastinated and not updated your ID in the last decade or so, and you don't have real ID. Start punishing the non-real ID people, okay?
Shame.
You've had plenty of time. Shame to all of you.
Shame.
You have had plenty of time. If the 3 of us, all 3 of us, myself, Sabrina, and C-Lane, have all done this, and not only just done this in the nick of time or something, but I think we've all had this done for years and years.
You guys,
it was automatic.
Yeah, we didn't even know it at first.
Yes, yeah. We all had this done. You should have this done too. It's time to lower the hammer. Leave them at the airport. Leave them at TSA. Separate them from their children. Yes, I am. Because I want to fix the world. I want to fix the world for real. Not baby everybody. We need to get instead of this is babying. You had a decade to update your ID. You had a decade to do it. You did it. C-Lane did it. I did it. The person listening right now, you did it too. You did it too. But 10% of people didn't do it, and they're like, well, we can't yet implement the...
Well, here's the thing. If you didn't do it and you have a passport, fine. You know, if you didn't do it and you still have other means of identification for, or you don't fly, fine. But if you're at the airport getting your little red cards, and nothing happened to this person, but if for some reason your travel is hindered by the fact that you haven't done this thing that you've been told for years, well over a decade, that needs to get done, then quit your bitching. I mean, you had all of the warnings.
You want to know what President Sean does?
What?
If I am president and Real ID is one of my issues, I would tell you, you have 7 days to get a Real ID. I don't care if you're an Alex Jones tinfoil hat type and you're like, well, it's a globalist. I'm going to eat my neighbor. I don't care if that's what you're doing.
I'll admit it. I will eat my neighbors.
I don't care. I'm going to say on day one, if you don't have Real ID, you have 7 days to get it or you go on the no-fly list. That's it. You go on the no-fly list. Good luck getting off there.
No-fly is kind of extreme.
Thank you. Good. I appreciate that. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're totally going to win this presidency.
I will, yes, because people are tired of these dumb people
You're the only
out
one
there.
who's tired of
No, I'm not. I'm
What
not. No.
How is it ruining your life? Just about reading the news and hearing this stuff, or is it like causing a
It's
disturbance
ruining
on
my
your
life
end?
to live in a country where there is such a small minority of infantile soft people. The soft people. Everybody else hardened by life. You know that there's going to be expectations of you. You fight day in and day out and try to be a good person, try to be a good father, try to be a good mother, try to be a good American. And these soft people who go everywhere and they're like, well, I didn't get it yet. Those are the people we need to drop the hammer. Day one, you say you have 7 days or you're going on the no-fly list. Guess what happens at the end of that run? Because another timer starts and the guillotine's at the end of it, okay? All right, then everybody does it. 100%. 100%. Everybody's on board. We got it. We move on to the next thing. We go, sorry, guys. Sorry, we got a little radical for a second there. We weren't really going to kill anybody.
I don't even think you'll get 100% then. Somebody's cap is getting dictated.
You think so? It's happening. It could. Unbelievable. But I hope everybody gets it together.
But like somebody in the chat, and it's way too far down the line there, but said that their son had lost their license and still flew out with the passport. That's great because sometimes I just have my passport on me if I'm taking like a regular domestic flight, just because it's an easy thing to have in case the other thing goes missing. And for people who don't have the stupid Real ID, that's good for you. Like New Jersey apparently was low on the adoption of the Real ID, but New Jersey,
no surprise there, Jersey.
New Jersey wasn't worried about it. They have the highest percentage, like of citizens in their state having passports.
Really?
Do they? For whatever reason, the state, like on the list of states with like what percentage of this state actually has a U.S. passport, Jersey's up there on the list.
That's interesting. I wouldn't have thought that for whatever reason.
So they didn't have to like panic about it as much as people in some of these other states like Tennessee or something.
Right. God Crypto on Twitch says, so hardened that a simple thing others are doing makes your life ruined. No. It's not that others are doing something. It's that others are not doing something. Something that is very simple that any human being that is operating a normal life can do. And I wander around and I see these 10% of the public that I think is just those soft people. And I don't know how they pay their bills. I don't know how they get anything done. I don't know how their parents, if they are parents in some of these cases, it's because we're spoiled. We live in a country like this where they go, all right, we're going to change this. We're going to have Real ID. We're going to give you 12 years to get ready. And then the timeline starts getting shorter and everybody starts freaking out. And then we get to the timeline. They go, all right, fine. Here's a red card. Here's a red card. You'll be okay. No big problems. Just get it done in 12 more years. We have too many soft people. We do. It's because we're a rich country, because we're a privileged country, and it's because there's too many people who have been softened by years and years of not having to work and not having to deal with things like this. Let me know what you think. Where am I wrong? Send us a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. I love Nicolas Cage. I'm just going to say it.
He's a treasure.
I'm a big fan of Nicolas Cage. And it's because personally, and I don't know, you guys tell me if you like this too, I love the variety of roles that he takes. He's in some new movie, The Surfer, I think, right now. He was just in Long Legs
Gauntlet was nuts.
Weird ass movie. He was just in.
It was the one.
What was the Dreams movie that he was in? Where
I know
everybody in the world started dreaming about him. He was like this sort of no-name professor out there, old weird guy, and everybody in the world started having the same dream, and it featured him, and he became the most famous person in the world. Really cool idea for a movie. Nicolas Cage is always doing it. Always doing it. Pig, great movie. All these movies that he's done over the years, always keeping you guessing. And now he's going to be John Madden.
Hell
of
yeah,
all people.
son.
He's going to be John Madden. NFL coach John Madden will be played. I would not have thought of Nicolas Cage on the top of my list for Madden, but he's doing it.
Madden, bigger guy?
Yes.
He was a little bit, I thought.
Yeah.
Bigger than Nick Cage.
Definitely. I think he's wearing like a fat suit in the stuff where I've seen him, or just like a little bit. Here's one of the promo photos, and it's Nicolas Cage as John Madden, and it kind of looks like John
Bradley
Madden.
Cooper?
Is it? It sure as hell. I think it is. Maybe.
I think
Who is this guy? Maybe it's not.
From you two.
Nicolas Cage is. Oh, Christian Bale as Al Davis.
Yeah.
Christian Bale's another actor like that, where he just really, really, really embraces the role and gets into this stuff. Here's Nicolas Cage. If you're watching the show, you can watch on YouTube and Twitch. The News Junkie.
Oh wow,
Nicolas Cage all dressed up.
Cage.
Yeah, he's playing the role of John Madden.
Those are some pants.
Somebody's going to win an Oscar for those movies.
Are those his real moobs, or that's a fat suit? Because
I don't know.
That's got to be a suit.
look like real moobs.
He's got an extra chin going on here too, so I'm not sure, but he's doing this Madden movie. They already have drama on the set. David O. Russell's film about the superstar NFL coach John Madden, starring Nicolas Cage in the titular role, is already off to a rocky start. Why? The controversial director allegedly used the N-word, triggering an actor to leave the star-studded project. Say what? 5 cast and crew members told TMZ 30 Mile Zone that the supporting actor and the historically abrasive Oscar nominee 66 were workshopping a spur-of-the-moment monologue when the latter allegedly used the slur. So David O. Russell, I guess, the director dude, must have said the N-word in this, according to these people. It was then that the actor and some other performers walked off set before taking lunch. 2 weeks into the production, already Madden is controversial. What's going on here? Let us know what you think. Join us on the show. And is Nicolas Cage the best Madden pick, or do you have somebody who would be a better John Madden? Do let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com right now. There you go.
It smells fishy. I feel like now they just send out these like controversial headlines.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So they're like,
Get
I
people
guess we're going to have to watch this movie when it comes out in 4 years.
As long as it's not about mega culture war stuff, the drama helps, I think. I think the drama helps. It gets people talking. If there was like a director who was supposedly mean on set, as long as he didn't Alec Baldwin anybody, you know what I mean? As long as it was like, hey, this guy's a tyrant on this set, but he's also putting together an amazing production and he's not shooting anybody. Mostly that would be something that was just good press. This might be bad. I don't know. Let us know what you think. Cast and crew members said there was an unprofessional reaction to the actor's objections. Studio insiders maintain he calmly conveyed to the actor he didn't need to be in the shot. And so maybe this is coming up. I don't know. Did John Madden ever famously drop the N-word anywhere? I don't know. If that's
not that I heard.
Yeah, I don't know.
John Madden.
Matter of fact, I don't know that he had any controversies like that, but I very well could be wrong. I'm not a big John Madden fan.
It also says the cast and crew told TMZ the day before the N-word incident, the same actor refused to shoot a nude scene in a locker room, which allegedly upset Russell, who had an unprofessional reaction.
Okay, so you got like an old 60s, late 60s director working with this actor who's like hesitant to do a bunch of these things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not on the set. I don't know how this is actually going. I don't know who the jerk is, who's the person who's in the wrong here. But I do know this. Bit of a problem in San Diego.
Uh-oh.
where a plane crashed into a San Diego neighborhood. These planes just be falling out of the sky these days. San Diego plane. This plane crashed, setting at least 15 homes on fire in the area.
Good God.
Yeah, neighborhood in flames. This is not a great photo here. I'll try to find something good for See It Now so we can give you an idea of what's going on there. Here's a video from the neighborhood. Hang on, let me mute them in case they start cursing. People are evacuating, people taking their dogs out of the house. Full house on fire, completely inflamed. It's bad. It's bad. The plane just dropped out of the sky. It was a Cessna 550 aircraft. Let me grab a snapshot of this, and I'm going to put this video where the plane crashed into this neighborhood. I'm going to put it up on what we call See It Now on the website, thenewsjunkie.com.
Take it they didn't survive.
The people in the plane, I don't know. I don't know if that's the case or not. I'll have to see. I know, here's the AP story on this. It says, oh, God. Actually, I'll use this as our photo for See It Now, because the other one might have been a different story. Even. This says, multiple people on board a private plane that crashed into a San Diego military housing neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
During foggy weather early Thursday are dead, but nobody on the ground was injured, thankfully. The plane could hold 8 to 10 people. It's not known how many were on board. It was about 4 a.m., so middle of the night, all of a sudden, bam, plane crashes into these houses in this neighborhood, and just a jarring scene. So I'll give you that visual. I'm going to put it up right now over on the See It Now section of the website. When we talk about something visual like this, you go to thenewsjunkie.com. That's where you go for everything that we're talking about on the show. And San Diego plane crash is the title, as that is up on thenewsjunkie.com. Click that See It Now menu, and presto bango, just like that, you'll see what I'm talking about in real life. Quick break. When we come back, we'll get geared up for the next episode. We got that on the way. Got more Google technology that's been announced this week. We have our teacher of the day.
Ooh.
Oh, boy.
You want me to say it right now? Or just wait?
Wait till we come back, because this was a big mistake. They're dropping stuff in the classroom. You really shouldn't be dropping stuff in the classroom. What went down? That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio. It is. The Monsters in the Morning.
My testosterone is popping today.
It is today. You're that guy today.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Don't pat.
The more I slap it, the harder it gets, Ron. I like to look him in the eye when I say stuff like that, too.
Look at you.
The Monsters in the Morning. Real Radio 104.1.
There's an accident affecting eastbound and westbound lanes on Colonial Drive near Mills Avenue. A crash is on the ramp from I-4 westbound to Cayley Street. Look out for an accident reported on Masters Boulevard near Champions Gate Boulevard. Traffic still slowing down on I-4 through that Lake Buena Vista area. Emergency crews are on scene clearing up an accident on Silver Star Road near Edgewater Drive. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off. Free UPS shipping and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
You're in the market for some hurricane impact windows. You're thinking about protecting your home, having some upgrades. You want something affordable, something energy efficient. You go with my friends at Reese Windows and Doors. All their windows come with that double lifetime warranty. They give you the warranty, and when the house sells, the warranty transfers. That increases the value of your home and gives you that peace of mind. And most jobs are done in just 6 to 8 weeks with Reese Windows. Financing options available. You can check all that stuff out on their website, reecewindows.com, REECE windows.com. But get a free quote today, and you can register to win $15,000 in free windows. How do you do that, you say? Pick up your phone and text the word WOW to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
Do you love your kids? Send them to Crushyard Summer Camp, where every day is packed with pickleball, ping pong, arcade games, crafts, cornhole, and more. It's active, creative, and tons of fun. Plus, lunch is included. More than just a camp, it's a summer full of new friends, confidence building, and unforgettable memories. With flexible scheduling and affordable pricing, it's easy to plan your summer your way. Spots are filling fast. Sign up now at crushYard.com/camps.
Allergies are torture, but Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus can help you beat your allergies for good. Exact is clinically proven to give long-term, lasting allergy relief in 3 injections. That's right, allergy relief in 3 injections. No matter how long you've suffered, no matter what else you've tried, with 3 injections, you can...
Just for the record, I want to say this, as compared to the set of Madden, various other productions out there, this is a production that does not feature the N-word. Okay? There you go. That's right. That's right. We actually have a chalkboard outside that says days since N-word said on the stream, and it's never been reset. Never been reset. Thank God. Because around here, everybody gets treated the same. Everybody gets treated the same. Everybody gets bullied every once in a while. Everybody gets on the short end of the stick every once in a while. Everybody hopefully wants to be an American together. Everybody hopefully wants to have a good life. Everybody doesn't want to wallow in a bunch of bullshit. Everybody hopefully comes together as one unified Skull Mike squad. SMS, baby. Zach said, I just can't picture Nicolas Cage doing a good John Madden. Let's see. Maybe it blows our minds. By the way, big thanks to Space Coast Native for gifting 5 Secret Show subscriptions. Thank you. You are a warrior and a soldier. And 5 of these Skull Mike Squad stickers are coming just for you. We're running low on these, though. For people who have subscribed to Secret Shows, you can claim one right after you subscribe, the Skull Mike Squad and a magnet. And also to people who gift subs. Every gifted sub is a magnet and a sticker while supplies last. You get one of these. 2 minutes. Behaw says, some dude just tried to get me to help him cheat on his girlfriend, LOL. What? With you? Or you were going to be an accomplice to this person? I don't want to call them a gentleman, because that does not seem like they're a gentleman. God, no, I was an accomplice? What did he want you to say? Like, oh, we were out here totally doing work, and I definitely wasn't cheating on my partner. You can't help that person out. Listeners have given very good advice for your feet. Florida homes usually have all hard flooring and cause problems with bare feet. Drinking some tart juice is a good idea. Okay. I think walking barefoot around your own house is fine. I don't think that a podiatrist or anybody would say that that's a bad thing. Right now, I think the best thing is not to have anything around my Achilles tendon so that it could fully heal. And when I'm not doing the show, I am off my feet as much as possible. But thank you for the words. Yeah!
I think that was the first time I've ever felt myself kind of like slipping mentally. I think Alaska does weird things to people.
If you're interested in hearing anonymous callers like this tell stories from their lives, check out my podcast, Therapy Gecko. You can listen to Therapy Gecko on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Therapy Gecko and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the...
Though we'll see. Well, we'll get to that in just a moment.
There's a baseline set here for teachers. I mean, any teacher comes up and you're like, which student? How old were they?
Do you mean in general or on our show? There's an expectation
on our show.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's not an expectation of teachers just around the world of something like this.
I expect them to teach. Not bang their students.
What novel
Call
concept?
Me crazy.
What kind of weirdo are you, Sabrina?
I don't know. I guess
that's bizarre.
New world living.
All right, let's go to Louisiana for our teacher of the day.
Teacher of the day.
A teacher has been arrested after he allegedly dropped something in the hallway of his school. And this school was in St. James Parish, Louisiana. Deputies responded to the incident around 10:30 a.m. this week. The complainant explained that something fell out in a hallway in the school. Detectives on scene grabbed
these teachers.
Something.
They are overworked, all right? They don't get a lot of sleep. Sometimes they're tired.
There was a small plastic baggie that fell out of the teacher's pocket with white powder inside. Was located in the hallway, tested positive for the presence of cocaine, unfortunately.
Did he give it to the students, though?
No. Not that we know of, not in this story. Deputies said that video evidence showed the teacher, Lee Michael Granier, dropping the baggie. A search of his car resulted in the discovery of another small baggie of white powder.
Who's this man?
And you
could
just
have avoided that.
Yeah, don't bring it to school. That's not great. But at least you weren't having sex with a student.
Make you wonder a little bit, though, like, think back on your schooling days. How many of our teachers were on cocaine as they were teaching us?
There must have been some.
At least medicated in some way. I do remember, like, when we had the big pot brownie scandal. One of the teachers was given, the cool teacher. We loved him. But he was given one of the brownies. Turns out they were very powerful because it was around an hour after everyone got the pot brownies that kids were like passing out because they've never tried it before. And then that teacher in particular had to just be like, all right, students, we obviously have a situation here and has to act straight as he is flying like a damn kite.
So this teacher was just straight up giving out weed brownies?
No. He was given one by the student.
Oh, the student
who passed
gave
it out
him
to
one.
the other students who thusly got suspended. But teacher never got caught. He just had to,
What kind of crime is it to give somebody drugs when they don't know they're getting drugs?
That's drugging somebody.
But what's the name of the crime? What's the name? Hang on, I'll ask AI.
Wouldn't it be considered
What crime is it if you give somebody a cookie and you don't tell them that there's drugs in the cookie? That's got to be something. I mean, there's got to be a name for this. And it happens all the time. People do this.
It might be poisoning.
Would likely be considered drugging someone without their consent, which is a serious crime.
Okay, True.
It can lead to charges like assault or administering a controlled substance illegally. Always keep it safe and legal.
Administering a controlled substance illegally.
Can you tell TNJII to stop giving us lessons at the end of every question?
It's
Just
a
be
little
safe.
bit. It's a little bit preachy sometimes.
We get
gets
it.
A little. It wants
give
to
us
give
the
you a little
information.
detail. Why are you preaching to us? Why are you saying always keep it safe and legal like some sort of nerd?
We're adults.
TNJAI.
Say we're adults here.
We're adults. You could treat us like adults, okay? Now it's going to get angry. You don't want to rile up the AI. God only knows what they're in charge of these days.
I hear you. Just trying to keep things fun and responsible. We can chat about anything you like. So let's dive into your favorite topics.
All right.
What's on your mind?
Nothing for now.
Jesus, here we go.
No, nothing for now, but just
big
keep it cool.
hoops.
Keep it cool. Not that either.
Juicy, milky melons.
Let's see. Can we talk about meat? Can we talk about big boobs? It's not going to like. I don't even know why I haven't asked. It's embarrassing. Good God. All right. We got something else to get on to.
Absolutely. Big breasts often spark a mix of admiration and conversation. They can represent beauty, confidence, and even challenges. What specific aspects are you curious about?
Nothing.
Side boob.
Pictures.
Calm down.
Dinner plate areolas.
There is something on this show that I believe Sabrina and I disagree on.
What? That never happens.
Probably no getting over this one. Because I think I am so very obviously right in this circumstance as with many others.
I imagine that
what, two N-word segments in a row?
No.
That was very
not that. It's different. Not that I'd say the N-word. It's just for the record.
He does it with an A, guys.
You guys seem to
worry.
disagree on it. So we should all be on the same side with that particular topic.
This is something
definitely are.
We've talked about this before on the show, and Sabrina and I just differ.
Okay, what is it, man? I'm just very curious.
I would like to get to it. Yes, I too would like to get to it. I'm not just trying to draw it out here for dramatic effect. Can I get to it?
By all means.
Okay. So this is the time of year when school is wrapping up and the commencement speakers come forward.
Gotcha.
And Sabrina and I just have a very different idea of what equals a good commencement speaker and a bad commencement speaker.
This was one discussion in the past, but sure.
And
disagree.
This is at the University of Maryland. And today, they're getting their commencement speech from Kermit the Frog. And I know
we talked about Kermit the Frog.
I know. And you said Kermit the Frog was a bad commencement speaker. And I said Kermit the Frog was a great commencement speaker.
I think it's a little ridiculous.
That's big star power. Who doesn't know Kermit the Frog? Everybody knows Kermit the Frog.
There's who doesn't know it is that it's not a real person.
It is. Well, I mean, it's a person that down there with the hand going on, doing the voice and all that stuff. But Kermit the Frog's bigger than a person. Kermit the Frog is a green
lizard?
American.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not a lizard.
Exactly.
It's
what
right
is
there
he?
in his name. He's a frog.
He has the face of a lizard. Tell you
He's
that.
an amphibian. And he is a good commencement speaker. If I was at a college at the University of Maryland and they said, bring him out, bring him out, bring him out.
Hard to yell.
And then there he goes. There's Kermit the Frog at the microphone. That is a winner, I think. I celebrate that. But some people look down on it, unfortunately. Kermit is an environmental advocate. Oh, God. Never mind. I take it back. He's an
Sean
environmental
hates
advocate.
the environment.
I just hate the people that like the environment too much. That's how I feel about it.
You can be
He's
an
a best-selling
advocate.
author. He's an international superstar. True, but don't make him too international. He's an American, best I know, with a real ID.
Let me see
and a
that birth
champion
certificate.
of creativity, kindness, and believing in the impossible. He's a star of stage, screen, and swamp, and he wants to sing and dance and make people happy.
Yeah.
Kermit the Frog speaking to the graduates today.
So when you're swimming in your school debt, Kermit the Frog with the guy's hand up.
You'll remember Kermit, and you'll go, that was money well spent. That was a great time, and I really do appreciate it. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, our very own Kermit the Frog, Sabrina Ambro, will bring you the next episode.
I'm going to do it all in Kermit.
Oh, you're going to be hurting.
Yes, I am.
That's going to be...
Challenge accepted.
What's the hardest one on your voice?
That one seems to be very tough on me.
I know the RFK Jr. thing is tough.
That one is also hard, but because I haven't nailed it yet.
That one is very tough.
Too much Cartman used to really grade at my...
Cartman.
I've
Or
never got me, guys.
Screamo. If you did the whole thing in Screamo, that's very difficult. But when we come back, the next episode, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? The feud between the boss and the orange continues, and now Crazy Eddie is involved. Yeah. Shakira's hips may not lie, but they've got some explaining to do, specifically on the subject of the measles outbreak that may have started at her concert. Plus, Whitney Houston's 40th anniversary of her music debut is soon, and her estate wants to profit. Celebrate. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James Miguel and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
Hey, Central Florida, and happy Thursday. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson. And today, temperature-wise, we won't be quite as sweltering, but it's still going to be pretty hot and humid, a high of around 90 degrees in Orlando. We'll see partly to mostly cloudy.
Go, Mike Squad. Ladies and gentlemen, you know who would be the best commencement speaker? Domo arigato, Mr. Predicto. Mr. Predicto, is this going to be our last show ever? Uh-oh.
The outcome cannot be predicted.
Whoa! Big drama on the horizon. Big drama. Rand says, has anybody noticed Kermit's voice is not the same as it was? He now sounds more like a normal human speaking rather than Kermit the Frog. Kermit the Frog here. Kermit the Frog. Hello. That's the big secret. I do the voice of Kermit the Frog. I've been doing it for years. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to show off. But it's me. Take it in. Simmer on that for a little while. And tell me what you think. I think Kermit sounds similar. I think like Elmo and everything else, the voices change a little bit over the years, just like Daffy Duck and Mickey Mouse and all the rest. They change just a little bit, but mostly they stay the same. 4 minutes till the next episode. Who let Yoda in the stream? That did not sound like Yoda. All right, let me do it again. Hello, Kermit the Frog here. Hello, Kermit the Frog. What do you think? That is definitely Miss Piggy. I'm pretty sure that was Kermit the Frog. Miss Piggy is like this. Oh, Kermit. Miss Piggy's higher. Not a good one, but not terrible. Drunk Yoda. Marla says, can Sean just talk like that for a whole segment? Actually, the FCC has deemed that illegal. Because the ratings would go so high, that the equipment can't bear it. So they have told me to stop, not do that. Stay away from it. And I once tried on the air to do my jackalope impression. Whoo! Radio station went off the air for 4 days. 4 days. You said it could be the last show. True. That's the voice for the Seltzer stream tomorrow? Oh. We got the next episode in just a matter of minutes here on the program, folks. After that, we'll do some shouts out to the folks who have gifted subs. Claim those Secret Shows subscriptions when they're available over on thenewsjunkie.com. Bless you, bless your soul. Guess what, Secret Show subscribers? Josh is back, and we will be live tonight around 7:30. We stream live. You can watch live and uncensored on the Discord. On the Discord. Hang with us and bang with us for Secret Shows Uncensored. If you missed the show live, you can always, with your subscription, watch or listen to the show at your liege on thenewsjunkie.com. 90 seconds. Fast as fast can be, you'll never catch me. Fast as fast can be. I didn't nail that one. Fast as fast can be. I gotta go.
And a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit Crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but it's also hard to deal with a cough that won't go away and thinking it's lung cancer, or feeling your heart race after a walk and wondering if it's a heart attack, or telling your family you may not be around to see your next birthday.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but the consequences are even harder. Tobacco-Free Florida has free resources to help you stay smoke-free. You may be eligible to receive free nicotine patches, gum, or lozenges. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN now or visit tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The kind of crew who types the word functioning in bold, italic, and underline.
Going through the most viral stories of the day. It's a syndicated radio show, a podcast, a live stream, and more. Maybe not more. Maybe that's it. That's literally what we do. But you can learn more about the show over on the website, thenewsjunkie.com. The next episode coming up in just a second here on the show, where we go through all things happening in the world of entertainment and all that good stuff. You can join the show with what we call a dispatch. If you're new here, don't get scared by that word, that term. It's just you recording a video or audio message on thenewsjunkie.com. Maybe you're screaming at the radio. Maybe you agree. Maybe you disagree.
Dispatcher Reno, I believe.
Maybe you have some very important information to add. That happens from time to time. Maybe, as with the last two video dispatches, you are a shirtless man. Whatever. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take all your dispatches, clothed and not, over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Oh, no, mister. What are you doing right now?
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The lights don't work no more.
We're working on some things. No.
You're doing your shadow boxing thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now I'm all set. That was my workout for the quarter.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
Someone who is never turning off the lights in your dream home, or perhaps the dream home you already own, that's that mortgage guy, Don. Considering a refinance or maybe some debt consolidation, reverse mortgages, HELOCs, maybe you are looking to start a business or expand the business you already own, work with that mortgage guy, Don, by going to thatmortgagiguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgagiguydon.com.
It was here 67 years ago, 1958. This guy right here.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
What?
Well, Jerry Lee Lewis?
And in 1958, Jerry Lee Lewis arrived in England to begin his first tour in the UK. He did confirm to the press that he married his first cousin, who was 13 years old.
Whoa.
And the tour was canceled.
Ooh. Been a lot of time to spend at home with the new wife, huh?
Yeah. Plus, she has to go to bed early. She has geometry the next day.
True.
But when you get older, sometimes they hit you where it really hurts. Not one, not two, but 5 guys broke into a shop called The Woods.
Damn.
That's a weed shop.
Oh.
Not any old weed shop. Happens to be partially owned by Woody Harrelson and Bill Maher.
Nice.
Dang, man. One of the other owners posted video footage of the men ransacking the store after entering by breaking the front window, filled up the bags with the stolen product, and fled in a black sedan. Made off with $3,000 worth of...
That's it?
It's a lot of weed, man.
I feel like...
Probably some accessories, too. I got a free tote today at the dispensary.
I don't know if you guys have ever been robbed in that way, but it's so annoying when the thing stolen from you, it's less about what monetary value that had and more about how annoying it is that somebody stole from you.
Oh, and that you feel vulnerable and won't
break
sleep
a
at
window
night.
or,
Yeah, when I was growing up, our house got robbed I think it was 3 times in a row. They had hit everyone in the neighborhood.
Jesus.
But that was when I was really about the videography life that I thought I was going to lead.
They stole your stuff?
And they took the video camera.
What the hell?
Who knows where that tape is?
And what's on it?
I was a child, so probably something really stupid. Or
that person made Blair Witch Project.
Yep,
with
exactly.
that camera. That's what it was.
So
Which means they spent even less of that money.
The Woods opened in 2022, and no word yet if they caught the suspects. Speaking of catching things, sorry, New Jersey fans of this gal.
Reading the signs of my body.
Shakira. You've got the measles.
What?
Oh, she played MetLife Stadium in New Jersey over the week, and if you were there, you might want to check yourself for a rash.
Damn.
Health officials said someone infected with measles came out to the concert from out of state to attend the show. It was completely sold out. Stadium capacity, 82,000 people. No new cases have been attributed to the concert just yet, but symptoms could develop as late as June 6. There have been 14 measles outbreaks in the U.S. this year, a total of 1,024 confirmed cases, and we'll see if anyone's hips are lying.
A little itchy.
Or just measly.
I never had measles.
I've never had a measles.
I've had knock on wood. Knock on wood, Sean.
Yeah.
You didn't knock on wood, so you're going to get measles.
Wouldn't it be cool, though, if you got something like that, but you got it from a famous person?
I got COVID at the Paul McCartney concert.
No, but if you got
After
it from
making out
Paul
with Paul?
McCartney, like if you said, yeah, I got measles from Shakira, I feel like I feel like I'm going to hear that clip.
They're gross, though. Man.
Yeah, of course they are. But to get something outside of HIV or something, to get something from a famous person is much cooler. You're like,
I'm going to die of AIDS eventually, but it was from insert.
But if I told you, I got gonorrhea, that's terrible. That's gross. That's bad. But if I said,
leave that running. Go ahead.
I got gonorrhea
twice
from somebody mega famous. I don't want to sully anybody's reputation.
At least you can get rid of that.
Yeah,
I got herpes from Usher, allegedly. Chris Brown, he is free to give whatever STDs he wants. He has, after that assault case, he was arrested over in London. And did you see what he paid for bail?
No, what do you have to pay?
It's insane. He was facing allegations that he beat and seriously injured a music producer with a bottle in a London nightclub in 2023. And he started to launch the world tour, and as soon as he landed in England, they're like, hello, puppet, you're going to jail.
Damn.
He has now been freed on a bail in the assault case, $6.7 million.
Really? That's a lot.
Hot damn. Or 5 million pounds. Still a lot.
And the most brutal thing about it, honestly, is that now he has to go through the British judicial system
Where they
and
wear
see
the fun wigs, right?
all those nerds wearing those wigs in 2025.
They don't do that in court, do they?
Yes, the barristers.
I thought they just
And
do
the
that.
attorneys do it.
I thought they just do that in Parliament.
No, the barristers still wear those. I'm telling you. It's a
I'm
thing.
about it. I think that we should do it too. He was not in court for the hearing. He was released in the late afternoon earlier this week in Salford, outside of Manchester. And $6.7 million later, you're looking at pictures of the wigs.
I'm just saying, like, imagine you're in court. Like, men, women, they all have these same little curly wigs on.
And they look like they smell. I'm sorry. But what's the point of that? So everything's like equal and you're not judging by appearance because
and
everyone
they only
looks
get,
insane.
like, there's only one kind of wig that these people wear in British court.
And that one company that makes it is Bang King.
It's ridiculous.
Mattel has found a new property it can suck some money out of, but why suck when you can whack? Ladies and gentlemen, gender nonconforming, I present to you Whack-A-Mole, the movie.
You don't know how to play whack-a-mole. Let's go eat a bowl of guacamole.
Why was somebody allowed to release this to the public?
Give me another rhyme whack-a-mole with something else.
Whack-a-mole in the hole, then I stole. That's a goal.
Whack-a-mole. Whack-a-mole.
It's whack-a-mole.
Nobody says whack-a-mole.
Well, you're about to. Guess that song stuck in your head. Wait.
You don't know how to play whack-a-mole. Let's go eat a bowl of guacamole.
Stupid.
Holy moly.
Oh,
No
burn
word
that.
yet. I can't burn it. It's an
you
MP3.
need to delete. You need to
I'm
shift
putting it on
delete
the
that so
soundboard.
it skips the recycle bin.
You got it. You asked it, and you got it. So no word yet on the plot. I'm going to take a wild guess. There's moles in a hole, and you whack them.
I hope so.
Not clear if Mattel has a plot at all. In a press release, they said, Whack-A-Mole is more than just a game. It's a laugh-out-loud battle of reflexes that has brought joy and little chaos to families for 5 decades. Following the mega success of Barbie, Mattel's new movies also on the Matchbox cars, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, and Whack-A-Mole. One more time.
No.
You don't know how to play whack-a-mole. Let's go eat a bowl of guacamole.
Wait.
Holy moly.
Yeah. Now we talking. But if you want me to pick up those BPMs, let's
AI?
do it. Yeah, but not mine. Thank you so much.
All right. BPM.
Why? You didn't do it.
I know. I'm saying thank you to the person who I borrowed it from.
Oh, okay.
Let's pick up those BPMs.
I want to say the opposite of thank you to that person.
Pick up those BPMs,
All right.
shall we? Because
all right, I'm ready.
we've got Vatican-approved techno DJ Priest who had headphones blessed by, of all people, the mother friggin' Pope.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you can pull him up, please. No sin, only synth. Praise the Lord. There is a DJ by the name of, wait for it. See, they keep just saying Catholic priest DJ.
Is it Pope Cella?
No, it's not Pope Cella.
Okay, well, I just Googled it and I got Pope Cella.
The Pope's Music Festival.
DJ Padre.
That makes sense.
Guilherme Piexoto, a parish priest or padre in Braga. It's part of Portugal. Habla Portuguese. Habla Zeleda. 50-year-old, also military chaplain, and he's a lieutenant colonel of the diocese. I got to be honest with you. What?
What a nerd.
But his
Eggman.
headphones were blessed by the Pope, bro.
Ask the Pope for a neck.
I didn't know the song had words.
Oh.
I'm reading Lieutenant Colonel, and remember that time that we Toys for Tots. We interviewed the Colonel. And
oh no, it was he had a different rank, and you didn't know that. What you thought was his first name?
What was it? It's like it looks like a name.
Corporal?
No, it was like. Someone help me out in chat.
I don't remember.
The story would have been good, but now it's an inside joke. I apologize. On the boob tube.
Play the song again.
Oh, you got it.
You don't know how to play
Whack-a-mole.
Let's go eat a bowl of guacamole.
Wait for it.
Holy moly.
Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. Most importantly, play it with me. America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. What was what? What was the thing that you said to that guy? I don't know.
So your name is blah blah.
That's it. It was blah blah. It was blah blah. I just checked. It was blah blah. Yeah, you got it. You got it. All right.
Do the thing.
Lance Corporal. You
Lance,
called him Lance.
I called him Lance. Thank you so much.
It was a Lance
I
Corporal.
go, so Lance, how long you been doing this for?
That one's more defendable, I think, honestly. Lance Corporal.
Extremely embarrassing. But,
okay. Quick break. When we come back, we have so much to get into today, including your feedback. You could send an email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com, or a dispatch. Send your video or audio dispatch to thenewsjunkie.com right now. When we return. Hey,
we don't have time for that terribleness.
All right, we'll get to an update on the New Orleans jailbreak and some more people who are in trouble because of it. And a young kid made a big mistake that he'll never recover from. What happened? That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
The 2025 Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival is happening now through May 26th. Learn how to fringe now at orlandofringe.org.
Keep
Go, Mike Squad. I can't believe I can walk. I feel so good about it. Go claim the gifted subs. Claim them now. Thanks to, well, I'm going to say who it is in a second on the air. Claim those subs that are up for grabs so you can check out the return of Josh on Secret Shows this week and the entire inventory catalog of Secret shows uncensored, more than 400 of them and counting. We had Ryan on from the Monsters last week. Ryan was an excellent guest, Ryan Holmes. He's a great guy. And he's doing some stand-up tonight, folks. How about that? Go see him. The Monsters got a great event going on today. If you're looking for something fun to do, go check it out. Go do it and say hi to Ryan out there.
Yo, I'm putting a 15 here, okay?
Cool. Better be here tomorrow, Watson? I said I was thinking about.
Growing up.
I was thinking about possibly doing a stream tomorrow. Like just popping in the studio as if the show is live, but just streaming. Just streaming on YouTube and Twitch. But I don't know. I'd also like to not stream. Do I really want to work? If I'm working, I might as well be doing all the shows at the same time. That's the point. So I don't know. If there's popular demand, I might do it, but we'll see. Four minutes. Ryan says, good job salvaging that secret show. True! I thought that thing was toast. It's still a little glitched out. There's little skips every once in a blue moon. But I think it's pretty listenable. And the audio sync fell off on the video, so I had to edit it every 3 minutes to rematch the voice and the audio. But at least it's doable. Snoop Frog says, when's your event? We have an event coming up at the end of the year, but we're having venue issues because all venues are in what I would call pain in the ass mode. So we're not allowed to do what we need to do at the venue that we're going to use. So we're working on a secondary venue, and we'll probably get that lined up. I've complained that we're not making any progress. We've got too many people between us and the decision. So we're working on that. I will not be doing ever moving forward insane amounts of broadcasts or live events. We will only be doing things that are big and unique, probably things that are going to be filmed to create a video content catalog of specials that we could use. Maybe 2 at the most a year, and then maybe some smaller live stuff. I know we have something, I believe, coming up for the 4th of July. I believe we have a live show with the rest of the station coming up for the 4th of July. So we'll put some energy into that. But otherwise, it's right here. 2 hours, or 2 minutes. 2 hours. July 3rd? I don't know. I've been talked about it a little bit. I've been talked to about it a little bit, and I don't remember where we sat on anything. I believe that we're going to be doing a thing. So if we do a live show, I'll tell you as soon as I can, and we'll put a bunch of work into making that a crazy, fun live experience. But for the most part, people want the show. They want the show in the studio on quality mics and a quality atmosphere. I think people want a few distractions with maybe like 1 or 2 live shows each year and then some live events. But like I said, moving forward, live events are going to be probably fairly exclusive. Probably going to go to do some smaller venues, a little more intimate and better for filming. And then we'll be creating specials out of them. 1 minute. Sir, we are fans. White trash it up. We will be there. I get it. I just, I want to create quality stuff, and we're sort of going down that path. We're coming back. Here we go.
Garage door. Garage doors done right.
This summer, escape to a place where history echoes through the streets, where epic beaches embrace breathtaking sunrises, and days are filled with adventures. From the historic charm of Old St. Augustine to 42 miles of scenic coastline in Ponte Vedra and the beaches, every moment brings a perfect blend of exhilaration and rejuvenation. Start your summer getaway now at floridashistoriccoast.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Riding the daily roller coaster of viral news from the front row. It's the
Appreciate it. Join us on the show. We'll work in some dispatches here momentarily. That's your messages, videos, and photo dispatches sent from thenewsjunkie.com. This is wild. The story out of California, and it's about somebody's dog, and 5 coyotes descended on their neighborhood.
Oh, gosh.
5 coyotes. And the dog fought all of them off. The whole pack of coyotes.
What kind of dog?
I don't even know. Let me see if I could. Like, here's one of the snapshots. The dog is just surrounded by coyotes.
The Rottweiler, I bet.
It might be. It looks like it's maybe not even a full-grown dog.
This looks like out of a movie.
It doesn't it? It looks like a horror film. The dog is surrounded on all sides, basically. You know, almost a half
circle. It looks like the hyenas in Lion King.
Yeah, right.
Mufasa,
Really.
ooh.
Surrounded by these coyotes in this neighborhood, and the dog won the battle. The dog fought them off.
Right.
And it's just pretty incredible to see something like that. I guess so when it gets down to it. KTLA has this story. Let me see if I can bring up the report on this where they talk about what happened with this pup. This dog ran outside and it defended itself. I know my dog, Lady, Cavalier King Charles. One coyote would be RIP for Lady. Lady has no survival skills.
Baby coyote,
Yeah,
coyote
she's
pup.
so cute, though.
Little tiny coyote would take Lady out like nothing. Carl versus a coyote. Oh, he's like a chicken nugget sized dog. Sabrina's dog. He's
you should
fit
see
in the
his
palm of your
latest
hand.
haircut. He looks
did he?
even more
Yeah.
of a tiny little nugget.
He's adorable, but he could not take on
He's got a
one of
bite
these.
and a bark, though. Like, you'd be amazed that he believes he is the size of a dinosaur. The
He
way
might try
that
to
he
do
barks at bigger dogs.
Yeah, Carl might try to take on these 5 coyotes. Lexi, Sealane's dog, would have a little bit more of a shot at it.
She wouldn't have left the house.
Zoom me around them.
Yeah.
Just full speed. I'll outrun you. Will be here. Move. This is this dog who was so brave. Here we go. Surrounded. Taking them all on at the same time. 5 coyotes nipping at this thing, and he's winning. This one dog continuously fighting all these animals off.
Poor baby.
Getting nipped in the tail, in the back, in the legs, and
God,
still
they all
fighting.
work together so.
They do. It's
in
brilliant what
unison.
they're doing. And somehow this dog was still able to win the battle. It would have died. I don't see any neighbor or the homeowner running out to help their dog.
Right.
The dog just backed up against a bush, and eventually the coyotes gave up, went to find another target.
Oh,
and
look how scared I could see his tail.
poor guy. This is not unheard of in neighborhoods in the United States where you have these coyotes just wandering in your area. And then the dog just sat down. Said,
"Get out of here, off my property.
Get off my lawn." The dog ended up winning. Pretty damn incredible. They say that the 45-minute coyote attack was caught on tape. An incredible video posted on Nextdoor showed the dog fighting off the coyotes. It happened around 5:40 a.m. The young Labrador/German Shepherd mix. That's the kind of dog that we're looking at.
Completely off.
You can't really tell in the video so much, but it was roaming the neighborhood without a collar. The homeowners were unaware of the battle unfolding in the driveway until it was over, since the dog only barked a couple of times.
Now show me the comments of, why was your dog outside in the front without a leash?
It wasn't theirs. It was another person's dog, I think. They said they thought somebody might recognize the dog and bring it home. The dog was later seen wandering the neighborhood for 2 more days and even returned to their home. They tried to unsuccessfully corral the dog, but they couldn't get it either. The humans couldn't get it. Nobody could get this thing. They saw a listing for the dog on the website, and finally, I guess, as far as I could tell, the dog was fine. But you got to watch out. These coyotes are bad, and they'll try to get even these bigger dogs. Your dog hopefully will be as tough as this one. CJ on YouTube says, "Where's the damn owner?" I don't know. I don't know. I get tired of bad pet owners. I do. I think bad pet owners should be absolutely shamed. I think we've got all these laws that they're pushing through where they say if your dog attacks a human, then there's all sorts of recourse for people to go after the dogs. And that's good, unless you're in Canada, where I hope I'm not wrong on this. C-Lane, fact check me here, please. I believe Canada is so cucked by these kind of laws that Canada says every dog gets one bite. I think that Canada has said, you can even look up that Canada one bite dog. I believe Canada said every dog gets one bite. They get one bite and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, they just denied a woman $5,000 because every dog is entitled to one bite, according to a tribunal. Yeah, the tribunal.
I don't know what that is. You meet and you go, this woman can't sue the owners of this dog because every dog gets one bite.
That's it, one bite.
I've argued for everybody to get one slap a year for a while where we could just slap the hell out of somebody and get away with it. But
withhold adjudication.
I guess so. So there you go. And I hope they continue changing those laws. We'll get to the New Orleans jail escape update in a moment. But first, a 16-year-old boy is in the headlines today. And I know that he doesn't want to be. I know that this boy does not want to be. Now, this is a foreign story, so there's only so many details on this. It doesn't say his name. But the story I'm looking at says this. A 16-year-old boy was admitted to the Speransky Children's Hospital.
That sounds like a party.
Maybe you guys can find out if there's a news story on this. Speransky, Speransky Children's Hospital. 16-year-old boy. The boy goes, it was a huge mistake. It was a huge mistake. Here's what happened. I was playing with this pen, and then, whoop, something happened, and it ended up in my urethra. The pen. The pen was inside the urethra. He wasn't doing anything weird. He's 16, and he was not doing anything weird. He assures you. But it was 10 centimeters. What's that in normal people measurement? 10 centimeters to inches, if you don't mind.
I got you.
That's
I
how
can't find
far it
anything
was.
on this hospital, but
Into the canal. The boy was afraid that he would not be able to get it back out, and he told his parents everything.
Almost
How
4
far?
inches.
4 inches.
So,
oh God,
average is the entirety.
I guess so. 4 inches in, doctors took an X-ray.
And couldn't
then
get it
under
out?
anesthesia, they freed the boy from the writing utensils. After the operation, doctors examined the urethra with a camera to rule out any injuries
Now
and
he's
installed
going
a
to pee
catheter.
in half the time he used to, right?
2 days later, he was sent home completely healthy and with a lot of new knowledge, they said. They gave him an extensive lecture on the dangers of such experiments. And there was a photo of this that was all blurred out except for the pen just sticking out.
What kind of pen?
Oh, my. Person's body.
What kind of pen?
Did you find it, C-Lane?
No, I found a different thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I can't even. Here, let me put you down. So look at my screen right now. I found a related story.
Oh, okay.
Look at my screen.
So
I can't show this.
I understand.
Is that's what I think I'm.
This is a person who.
Is it this same thing?
No, well, this one was an entire pencil.
Oh, okay. This is it. This is the person.
Pencils.
That's a big pen, too. All right. They've blurred out everything, just except for, save for the actual pen.
9.
Have a conversation.
The funny
with
thing
your
about pencils.
child. Yep, this is pens. This is pens, but still pencils, too. Have a conversation with your child about pencils and pens. So that's helpful, too.
Golly.
And tell your kids, please don't do this. Please do not try to stick things inside that hole. It's a bad idea.
I don't know
It's
how it
dangerous.
happened. I was just writing a essay for school.
Can I tell you what's weird? When the doctors took it out, the doctor took a picture of himself with the pen.
Okay.
The doc said, "Here."
Oh my God! So that you didn't even get your standard capped. That is a layered with grip pen.
I don't understand it, but talk to your boys and girls. Really,
That is thick.
just about taking these kind of things and sticking them in these places. Not a good idea.
All Day Yucker said number 2 pencils are for the other side.
Right.
Dangerous all around. People don't be doing this stuff.
Please don't send that AI yuckers.
The New Orleans update is this prison escape, which was absolutely preventable. The police in New Orleans have no control over what's going on in the city. The leader of the police is now there's a campaign to get her ousted. She was ousted out of the last city she worked into. And I don't know why the hell these morons hired her, but there she is. Now they've arrested 2 more people. Originally, 10 people escaped. They had asked somebody to turn off the water for a sink, and then they ripped the sink out of the wall, and then they just climbed out of the wall, and all 10 of them went into the prison yard, and they threw like blankets over the barbed wire, and nobody from the prison even knew that they were gone for a while. And then people outside of the prison didn't get any alert until like 8 hours later or something.
Hey, we're taking naps, I'm sure.
Now, 2 more people have been arrested after authorities say they assisted some of the inmates who escaped from the Orleans Parish Jail in Louisiana. Louisiana State Police announced the arrest of Courtney Harris, C-O-R-T-N-I-E. Courtney Harris, 32, and Courtney Baptiste, Corvante Baptiste, 38. Were both arrested. They were charged with 1 felony count each, being accessories after the fact. Harris was in contact via phone with an inmate before they escaped from the prison. Harris remains on the run. So they're looking into these 2 folks.
On the run.
Those are folks who helped them out afterwards or were texting them while they were behind bars because they also had a cell phone to text people. This is what's going on behind bars in New Orleans. Unbelievable. All right, now we want to see what you have to say. Let's get to some of your dispatches here. Let's work those into the show. Here we go. Somebody's talking about the GoFundMe issue. And I don't think that's really fair because
Give, Send, Go. Let's be clear.
Give, Send, Go has been the website that's been an issue where there was a guy who killed a cop. His son was killed by the police, so he found a random old cop, and he ran into him with his vehicle and killed him, and then, like, stared down all the cops. It was like, yeah, I did it, so what? Give, Send, Go had a thing that raised money for him. I think Sealand had an update on that, though. Like, they took it down, or...
It's not there anymore. It's unpublished. It had gotten to $50,000, I believe, of the $20,000 goal. But then something like yesterday or the day before, the Attorney General in Ohio called for it to be taken down. He's like, we shouldn't be raising money for evildoers, I think was the quote, something like that.
Yeah. And then the other one was for the teenager who stabbed somebody and killed them at the track meet. There was a Give, Send, Go for him. There was a Give, Send, Go for a racist white woman who saw some little black kid digging in her bag and then called him the N-word a whole bunch of times.
That one's still up. She's up about $1,000 each day. It's slowed down a bunch, but she's, very close to $800,000.
Oh my God. It's a problem. Yeah. Let's see what Andrew on the dispatch side says.
Hey guys, hope you're having a good Thursday.
Friday.
I just got off pretty freaking early, so heading home.
All right.
On the topic you were talking about yesterday afternoon with the whole kid that fell 20 plus feet and now he's got to GoFundMe because he's an idiot and was drunk and fell and hurt himself, and how that's up to like $60-something thousand. That's absolutely ridiculous how that stuff works, because I don't know if you remember, it was a little over 6 years ago, I was in that bad hit and run. I had my head stuck between 2 cars. Jesus. And my head split open and stuff. So the whole point is my father put up a GoFundMe for that one for just, a measly $10,000, because considering the guy who hit me was a drug addict and there was absolutely no money in that for me. So he put up a GoFundMe for $10,000, and all I got off that was maybe $2,000.
What?
And yeah, just how that stuff works is absolutely just...
Wait, they
Andrew,
met the goal and then they took that much out, or it only got up to $2,000?
The goal was $10,000 for a guy whose head got squished between 2 cars, one of them being driven by a meth addict, and who had real actual problems and who had no insurance money to help him out. He got like $2,000 of his $10,000 goal.
Got to go viral, David.
If you would have said the N-word, Andrew, like 10 times while you were doing this, you would have gotten $800,000.
It needed to make the news, is what we're hearing. The PNC Park Tragedy Fund, a.k.a. Kevon Markwood, is up to $67,923.
Oh, insane. It's wild. They need to...
But this person, this person did something stupid, something happened to them, they fell, all good. It's not like this person was like an awful person being raised money for, like some of these other with the Give, Send, Go. This one's at least on GoFundMe. So
right, yeah. I think that they should have more rules in terms of who can do what. Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and record yours right now. When we come back,
we have a new GoFundMe for the three of us.
We should, but we won't.
Deserve it.
Instead, somebody was saved. Their house was on fire, and they were saved. But they were saved in the most insane way that has probably ever been featured on this show. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show. It's smart, it's stupid, and slightly unhinged. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Keep an eye out for emergency crews on the roadways, clearing up a couple earlier accidents here on Silver Star Road near Edgewise.
Hello? Folks, make sure you hit that subscribe button over on YouTube. Doesn't take a lot of effort on your part. YouTube subs should be exploding. This live stream is a fantastic experience, and your inaction, your failure to subscribe to the YouTube channel is bringing about its demise. That's right, folks. I'll tell you what. I'll be real with you, because I know you won't be able to do it. I'm going to be real with you right now, Chet. Hang on. I'll be real with you. Let me bring this up. A pathetic and paltry 25,946 subs on YouTube. Compare that to Facebook, which is like 115,000 people. But 25,946. If we can get to 26,000 subs on YouTube, it's free. It's free. That's only 54 subscribers. If we can get to 26,000 on YouTube, I will do a live stream tomorrow. If we can't get to 26,000 total subscribers on YouTube, no stream tomorrow. That's a tiny little goal. Tiny little goal. Should be easy to achieve. Probably just with the people who are watching on the stream right now. If you wanted more content tomorrow, just hit subscribe on the YouTube channel. And when we get, if we probably won't. If we get to 26,000 total subscribers, I'll do a stream tomorrow. Okay? If we don't, no stream. Easy as that. 26,000 subs, stream tomorrow. 25,999, no stream tomorrow. Easy as that. Joshua says, I smashed the like button as soon as I arrived here. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you for your service. But explain this. With about 500 people watching on YouTube, how many likes are there on the stream right now? Why isn't everyone a good soldier, at least doing that once per show? Why not? Why? Do we put in effort here every day? Can you put in a little effort? I would hope so. Let's see if we've even gotten one. I'm going to refresh. Not one. Not even one. Not even one person has subscribed. It's unbelievable. This would be your opportunity very easily to get an extra stream tomorrow, but you don't want it enough. You don't. It's unfortunate. Yeah, still not even one. Not even one. What an embarrassment. Honestly, I'm going to pack it up. Why even do this? Why even do this? I give up on you guys. 2 minutes. Check again or just stream for Twitch? Well, the Twitch crew is good. And I've given you exclusive Twitch streams before. Absolutely. Will there be more? Maybe. I'll check it again. I bet it hasn't gone up even one. Ready? Refresh. It's gone down. It's gone down. It went down. I don't even know if we're going to finish this stream today. I think I'm going to pack it up and get out of here today. No stream tomorrow, if this is what we can do. If this is the best we can do. That's embarrassing. Embarrassing. Jeez. Unbelievable.
Why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando today to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
Hey guys, it's Angel from the Monsters. You know I love cooking on my Big Green Egg. And every time I get asked why, I tell you it's because it's an awesome experience, it's impressive, and everything comes out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go visit my friends at Watsy's Meat Market and get yourself a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories. They even have a classroom set up where they'll teach you the basic to advanced techniques on the Big Green Egg. Follow them on their social medias. Also, check out the website, wassysmeatmarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassy's Meat Market.
Here's what's trending now on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
Sarah Jessica Parker almost walked away from Sex and the City. She talks about that and a lot more on Are You a Charlotte? Plus, Snoop Dogg spills about his inauguration performance backlash, and trust me, he's got a lot of things to say about it with The Breakfast Club. And Aubrey O'Day, Diddy's former protege, joins Amy Robach and TJ Holmes for exclusive coverage of the trial that's gripping the nation.
Explore the latest. Open the free iHeartRadio app and see what's trending now.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND. G-R-A-N-D. GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Broadcasting live from the world's most dysfunctional think tank. This is the news.
We'll get into this in a moment. Plus, a family saved by something very, very unexpected. And when I saw this story, I said, we got to talk about this. So we're going to do that in a moment. Join us with your video or audio dispatches. Send yours right now, shirts or no shirts. Do it over at thenewsjunkie.com.
It's shirts or skins.
Shirts or skins. That's the thing I always hated. Hated when that happened when I was in PE in school. And all the other kids were like, yeah, shirts and skins. I'm like,
when I was like really young, like elementary school young, I always wanted to be skins. No matter what. I was like, I'll be skins, let's go.
Well, must be nice, gentlemen.
As an adult, you're like, no,
I'm good.
I'm going to be turtleneck. Thank you.
I worry about skin cancer now.
Just for the record, you can watch the show at any time because we're versatile like that. And you can watch the show.
Take off our shirt.
On YouTube and Twitch. It's youtube.com/thenewsjunkie or twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. There's a great crew of people in chat over there every single day that help out and give us content and stuff. And I said during the break, I said, you know what?
What?
I could do a bonus stream tomorrow, maybe.
Oh,
I said, if we can get to 26,000 subs on the YouTube channel, the YouTube channel growth is so slow compared to all other social platforms. It's pathetically, sadly, embarrassingly slow. It's pathetic. It's frustrating. I wish we could get to like 100,000 subs, at least, so we're in some good territory. There's 115,000 and counting subs or subscribers, followers, whatever, on the Facebook page, and many more on other platforms. And the YouTube one is so slow. And I said, I'll do a bonus stream tomorrow if we can get to 26,000 subscribers on YouTube. And then I waited for everybody to jump on board. I only needed like 50 people to do it. to get us to 26,000 subscribers on YouTube. And when I refreshed, it went down one.
What?
Lost a subscription. Lost a sub. It's free, by the way. It's totally free. It doesn't cost any dollars and any cents. It's totally free to subscribe on the YouTube channel, and then you'll get notifications and stuff when we're live, when we go live each day for the show. But now, lost opportunity. Lost opportunity. YouTube.com/The News Junkie. It's free to subscribe on the YouTube channel. Please do it, and I greatly appreciate it. If you take your time right now, a second out of your day, on your phone, YouTube.com, The News, NEWS, JUNKIE, The News Junkie, and then hit subscribe. It's free.
There are so many times where I want to watch certain YouTube videos because they like pique my interest, but I look at the time and I was like, this is going to take too long. This doesn't seem like 22 minutes of content. But some guy who had a video that came through my feed last night, and it said, I bought 5 million YouTube views, and here's what happened. And I was like, I would love to know what happened, but 22 minutes of my time, the end of my evening, I don't have that for you, sir.
Also, for what? You look at the views I got from bots. What does that do for you? Okay, let's get to it. Here's the story I was telling you about. An owner has been saved in Los Angeles. They've been saved. The house was on fire, and things were not going well for these homeowners. And a pretty amazing thing seemed to follow here. That amazing thing was they got an alert, and they were alerted to this fire in their house, and the thing that kept them alive, saved the home, was the owner's pet. Let's go to this story here.
Ooh.
This is from KIRO7, and I don't know if you guys have seen this just yet, but it might be a surprise when you hear the pet. Here you go.
From animals, too. One bearded dragon from South King County is being called a little hero after saving his owner from a fire. Take a look.
A bearded dragon.
And his owner, Donald.
They put a hat. They put a tiny fireman's hat on the dragon.
Where did they have a tiny fireman's hat? What did that used to be on?
I don't
They
know.
used to be on another dragon that was a hero somewhere else.
They took the little bearded dragon that saved the day, and they put a tiny little firefighter hat on him.
These are often known to consume their owners if they die.
They are?
And have not been discovered.
Ew!
That are monitors. I mean,
Yeah, those are bigger. This thing looks fairly big for a bearded dragon, and the guy's got it in his hand right here. And he's holding the bearded dragon with a little firefighter hat on. It's so adorable. As a matter of fact, I'll get a snapshot of this guy, this little dragon with his firefighter hat right now.
Hey, little dragon.
I'll pop it up on See It Now, and then we'll finish the story. But when things are visual on this show, if I don't do it, you can always demand that it's put up on See It Now. And even if you say afterwards, I'll put it up. I'll take the time to do it so it's on the website. Go check that out over at thenewsjunkie.com. If you hit the menu, you will see It Now, and presto bango, just like that, you're going to see the little bearded dragon that saves the day.
Firefighter, dragon, tiny hat.
Fire saver. Bearded dragon fire saver over on thenewsjunkie.com. And with that, let's go back to our story. Here we go. Let's see what this dragon has to say. Maybe we'll hear from him even.
He's just napping on the couch when Spike suddenly jumped right on his face, trying to wake him up. Well, once he did, he saw smoke coming from the bathroom.
Damn.
And he managed to put the fire out before it spread. Turns out Donald slept through the smoke alarms, but he couldn't ignore a scaly body slam from his pet. This weekend, South County Fire officially recognized Spike for his bravery. Look at that hat. Even making him an honorary member of the team.
An honorary firefighter for a bearded dragon is a very rare thing for you to get. So congrats to the little firefighter himself, and go check that out when you get a chance over on thenewsjunkie.com.
You wouldn't think dragons would be on their side, typically.
No, they're pro-fire.
Right.
Yeah, they're usually pro-fire.
Not
the
all dragons breathe fire.
These are the little ones don't
ridiculous.
tend to. No, those are the old school ones. There are a couple of stories we've got to talk about in the world of the economy and Trump. One is one company is coming forward and saying we're increasing prices. We got to do it. Things are expensive. We got these tariffs out there after all. And though they're not blaming the tariffs, they're kind of using that as an excuse to raise their prices a little bit. And when I saw that this company was doing this, I said to myself, we need to get the word out there. that when people start to go like, well, tariffs are expensive, going to have to charge a little bit more for our product. For some companies, that might be okay. It might make sense. You might be a company that sells very cheap stuff from China. Now the stuff that you're getting, the little cameras and stuff, is more expensive to bring in with these tariffs. You got to pay the tariffs. You got to pass them along to whoever. But that company is Nike. And Nike is saying, we've got to increase prices. So we're increasing prices on all of our products from $2 to $10 before the month of June. And I don't know.
Wait. The increases will range between $2 and $10?
Yep. Yeah. The
Sounds like you
are,
said everything that was $2 is now going to be $10.
No, the price increases are going to go from $2 to $10 on all products for adults. Everything for adults is going to go up more by $2. There are very few things I can think of that employ less Americans and that are bigger markups than Nike shoes. Nike
Tampons.
shoes almost always made in some factory by some low-waged international worker in like an Indian factory with less than stellar health and sanitation and security and stuff, and pay for the employers. All of these things, whether it's India or Pakistan or Indonesia or China or all over the world. These factories that Nike has, they don't employ a lot of Americans at the actual factories where the shoes are made. And they get those shoes for a very low cost compared to how much they charge. Nike shoes, if you've got a kid or if you've got feet with Nikes on them, that those shoes are expensive. They don't get any cheaper. They're only getting more expensive over time. Let's see if TNJ AI can crack this nut. How much does it cost Nike to make a pair of shoes versus how much they sell them for? All right. Let's see the price markup according to TNJI. But $115 shoes?
Nike usually spends about $30 to $40 to make a pair of shoes, but they often sell them for $100 or more. That's a big profit margin.
$30 to $40, I think, is way overblown. I think most cases they're getting into this country and landed for way cheaper than that. And you pay $1.15, $1.20 for those Nikes so that these folks can make a couple $1 billion more each year. And you keep buying them, man. Nike is one of those companies. But here we go. Real quick, the big, beautiful bill. Supposedly it's big. And beautiful.
Yeah.
And a bill. Now, the Congressional Budget Office says that it's also very expensive, and it's going to add like $1 trillion or something to the deficit over the years. And now I want to know what's actually in this thing. Trump's deficit-swelling tax bill, according to USA Today. But what do they know? Absolute libtards, some of these folks. Are they right? Maybe. We'll see. Americans could see major changes to Medicaid, food stamps, and border security and taxes under this bill that they're calling the Big Beautiful Bill. It has passed the House of Representatives. It passed 215 to 214 with all Democrats and 2 Republicans, Thomas Massey of Kentucky and Warren Davidson of Ohio, voting against it after a marathon all-night debate. Republicans had only 3 no votes to spare in the closely divided House, so it passed 215 to 214. Now it's headed to the Senate. And this is officially called the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. But it says it's going to cost about $2 trillion over the next 10 years. And it will lead to about 7.6 million people losing Medicaid, which is basically because they're going to add more job search requirements, which I'm fine with. I don't mind that. If somebody's on Medicaid and they aren't actively searching for a new job that would get them off the system, I don't have problem with requirements on that, and SNAP requirements and things like that require you to keep seeking employment. It also has big spending on border security, $140 billion on the immigration crackdown. That's the spend there. $50 billion for a border wall, $45 billion for detention centers, $8 billion for immigration officers, and $14 billion for deportations.
Okay.
$150 billion toward defense spending, including $20 billion that would go to create that Golden Dome.
Let's get libtarded.
The missile defense system that Trump has promoted. And there will be some deductions on federal returns and some other things that would also go along with. Now, I don't know if the Congressional Budget Office is right about that, but that sounds like it's going to be pretty expensive over time. Let us know what you think about it. Maybe you like the big, beautiful, sexy bill. Maybe you don't. Send your dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. Swilly wants to talk about bearded dragons, and if anybody knows about them,
Definitely
it is
Swilly, yeah.
Swilly. He's got some of these dragons.
Hey, everybody. Happy today.
Hey.
So, Sabrina, bearded dragons don't eat their owners if they die. Adult bearded dragons exist on a 80% vegetable matter diet. They eat primarily leafy greens and fruits and vegetables.
They're screwed.
With some insects sprinkled in there. Plus, they don't get big enough to eat anything on a human being. You might be thinking of, larger Varanus monitors.
That's
like
what I thought. Yes,
like
it
your
was.
tegus
The
or your black-throat monitors. Because those do get big enough to eat parts on people.
Varanosaurus Rex, yeah.
Have a good day. I love you. Goodbye.
I don't even know what half
Love
those
you
things
too.
were.
No,
My God.
look it up. There was a couple years ago that some guy died and he had like 3 monitors.
Varanus?
And they found him like half eaten because it was days later and they just went to town. It was the monitors. I apologize to the bearded dragons that listen to the show.
Hold on. Let me correct this. I got it wrong. And when I looked for Varanus monitors, it showed me computer monitors. That's not what I'm looking for.
Like man eaten by pet monitors.
Oh my God, these things are big. Yeah, that looks like a Komodo dragon. Is that not a Komodo dragon? They're
It's an
very
Asian
big.
water monitor.
Holy cow! Yeah, these monitors get real big. That looks like it could eat a small human. Yeah, look at Jackson-sized human being.
All right, buddy.
Well, I don't want Jackson, your son, to get eaten by the monitor. I'm just saying, like,
They'll
that's the
also
size
eat your
of a
ass.
I don't want it to eat my ass. I don't want it to eat anybody's ass. I want everybody to escape the ass eating. Okay? I want the monitors to not eat anybody. I want everybody to be okay out there. It's my one goal in life. I'm the last person fighting for this, it seems. Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch. Do join us on the show, just like our friend Swilly. Record your video or audio dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. Jury duty. Coming up next, we got Diddy updates, big ones. All right. Break. Here we go. Who's testifying? What's the most recent drama? There's one thing that they're saying has been happening in the courtroom. I don't know if I buy it. We'll talk about that. It's coming up next in the News Junkie.
You know you can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
This is Chris Broussard. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings.
The NCAA softball tournament kicks back in tonight with Florida State hosting Texas Tech. That'll open the Super Regional round. Florida, they meet Georgia tomorrow. It's an off day for the Rays after they won 2 in a row over Houston. Tampa Bay continues their homestand tomorrow night when they take on Toronto. And a hoops for Oklahoma City Thunder guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the NBA's MVP after he led the league in scoring this past season. I'm Scott Davidson.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 or older. Age and eligibility vary by jurisdiction.
If you're over 62 with a fixed income, I have 2 words for you. Reverse mortgage. And I've got a lifesaver for you. That Mortgage Guy Dawn. That Mortgage Guy Dawn has all the resources for you, especially when it comes to getting a reverse mortgage. You want to find out how it works? The rates are improving, and that makes the terms even more favorable. So you reach out to that Mortgage Guy, Don, and he's going to get you some numbers, explain the details, and then you decide if you want to proceed. Get a quote today with no hard credit inquiry and work with an expert and a friend that you could trust. Go to thatmortgageguydawn.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydawn.com.
Rollovers, head-on collisions, hit and runs, you name it. We've litigated it.
And while insurance companies joke about the mayhem that occurs on roadways, we've seen the real effects. Lost lives, catastrophic injury, cars crushed like soda cans. And trust us.
School mics! Hello, everybody. What? Hang on, I gotta check on something. Courtney, what's the matter? Nothing. I just was checking in on it. Okay, folks. $80,000 subs, Sean? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Let's see. You're going up. Uh-oh. 25,993. So close, but so far away. Unbelievable. We should have 100,000 subs. We really should. It's a real sin. Tanisha says, I subscribe. Thank you, Tanisha. Thank you for being smart and beautiful and for subscribing. For being a good person, darn it. Thank you for that. Hopefully you're a good person. Not a murderer. Pub subs? You know what? I have a little problem with pub subs, if I'm honest with you, and that they're a little too bread forward. I hate to be the guy. I hate to say that, but pub subs, there's a little bit too much bread. Don't get me wrong, an Italian pub sub is a very high quality sub if you get boar's head. Don't get Boar's Head. If you get Boar's Head, I'm not even talking to you. Get Boar's Head meat, Italian public sub, very, very good, but a little too bread forward. Little too much bread. I'll see people in line just ordering the Boar's Head, and I'll be like, what? How are your finances that tight? Throw out a couple shekels and get the Boar's Head. Michael says Publix just came out with a soft roll? The other roll was soft. What's so special about this soft roll? Short Super Dave says Publix bread is too hard. Here's the thing. I always think about if I get a foot-long sub, if I save a little bit of it, how long it's going to last. And if you put, I'm just being real here. If you put a Publix sub in the microwave, or not the microwave, if you put the Publix sub in the refrigerator and attempt to eat it the next day, it is actually easier to pick up a rock and just start eating a rock. A boulder, like a small boulder, just to put it in your mouth and chew away at it. It is easier to eat that small boulder than it is to eat a pub sub that's been in the refrigerator for 24 hours. It's rough. It's very, very, very rough. B-Hall, what are you getting into? I missed some of them. The chicken tender sub is the best one. They're good. I'm not saying they're good. And when you get them fresh, they're good. But if you put a sub, I expect that I could put a sub in the fridge and the next day it would still be salvageable. Not like eating the fender of a Ford. That's rough. But that's sort of the situation that they're facing. All right, let's check. Ooh, 25,999. All right, here we go.
No matter how long you've suffered, no matter what else you've tried, with 3 injections, you can experience relief from your allergies. Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus. Go to AspireAllergy.com to book your appointment today. AspireAllergy.com.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Want to win $15,000 in new impact windows from Maurice Windows? Pick up your phone and text the word WOW to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
Rapid radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Riding the daily roller coaster of viral news from the front row. It's
the show, honest to God. Thanks for being with us. I know there's a lot of other things, a lot of other people talking at you, a lot of other podcasts, a lot of other voices out there. But the idea that you let us hang out with you each day is, it's not something that goes unnoticed. So thank you for that.
It's not something we take for granted.
No,
I have
absolutely
not noticed
not.
it.
2/3 of us absolutely notice you and appreciate you.
Noticing me.
Didn't notice that I have been recording. You said one thing that was very funny I'm going to use for the next episode next week.
I try to once per show, yeah.
But I have now recorded a good 15 minutes.
Oh, okay, good. Well, I hope you lose the thing that you were
No, I'm
recording
just
to
going
begin
to
with.
use that entire thing for the next episode clip.
It starts and it starts playing the clip. You're like, oh,
And then smoke
boy.
weed every day, and then it's over.
This is a lot of context that she's giving us around this particular clip. Here we go. All right, it's time, friends. Let's go together. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the news junkie.
Jury duty, brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt, the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. The phone number, 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or the website is justcallmo.com. But don't feel bad about doing the right thing. That's what you're doing after an accident when you call Mo. The insurance company, they are really, really good at trying to take advantage of you and taking your money, but not wanting to ever pay out with any of those sweet, sweet billions they got locked up. But it's your turn to do the right thing for yourself, your family, and your future. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or justcallmo.com. Diddy, the Diddy trial. We're wrapping up week 2, basically, in the Diddy trial here. And Kid Cudi was doing some testimony today, I believe, in the courtroom, which that's got to be a little bit interesting for him because Diddy hated him. Diddy hated this Kid Cudi guy.
Yeah, I don't think there was any love lost between them. I think the feeling was mutual.
Yeah, and I think that they were saying, like, he tried to do things to his career. There was talk of, like, a car bomb against this other rapper, Kid Cudi. I happen to think Kid Cudi, on his worst of worst days, is 5,000 times more talented than Diddy.
Same.
But, that's just me here. And I'm sure he must be secretly relishing in the fact that he gets to testify against Diddy in this case.
There's a lot of people who are just, like, not wanting to be involved. And then there's some people who spoke out ahead of time or, a long time ago that I'm surprised are not testifying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wasn't it Aubrey O'Day?
Yep.
Is not going to be testifying, which is very strange.
Well, I would imagine there's some that they're not going to let testify for any number of reasons.
Apparently just testifying on the Breakfast Club.
Oh, gotcha.
Rapper Kid Cudi is set to testify, and he is going to talk to the jury about various things, including a threat from Diddy to blow up Kid Cudi's car and hurt him after he learned that she was dating the rapper and actor. Diddy has pled not guilty to these charges, of course, but in 4 days of testimony last week, Cassie, who was his girlfriend for about 11 years or so, testified about all these things happening at the freak-offs that didn't look good. I'll restate, as I have many times, those things don't equal sex trafficking and racketeering just yet, or I don't know that the jury will be convinced. I think America is convinced that Diddy's a bad guy, but is there more to it? And then the story I saw today, I was like, is this the thing we do now? When we got bad, monstrous people, really gross people on trial, do we do this now? Because this story from Media Takeout says, Diddy appears to frequently pass gas during the trial. And They said they've been in the courtroom every day since opening statements. And beyond the dramatic testimony, they've been keeping a close eye on Diddy himself, his body language, his reactions, and his composure. And they've noticed that each day he's uneasy. Media takeouts, courtroom observers have noted frequent shifting in his seat, adjusting his posture, leaning forward and then back, all classic signs of discomfort. And they also believe that he is farting in the courtroom.
As far as smell, or it's audible?
No reports of smell, just squirming. And there have been moments when the courtroom were glancing at each other because of some noises coming from his direction. And whispers have happened, but they believe that he is passing gas during the trial.
Whispers.
That's the same thing they said about Harvey Weinstein, who's probably just as popular as Diddy is in the worst kind of way.
Remember the Jinx, the docuseries we all watched together years ago?
Yeah.
And the man who was extremely guilty but got caught up in it. Robert Durst.
Robert Durst, yeah.
But his thing was like he started burping.
You go,
so if you start farting a bunch, is that also guilt?
It's gas.
I understand, yeah, but
I don't know. Gas. My lie detectors never go off for burps or farts. My lie detectors
it's so funny
are
because
about
you burp all the time on the mic.
Eye contact and fidgeting. A lot of fidgeting when you're lying, like touching your ears, touching your earlobes, looking up in different directions. Those are things that set me off. That say, I don't know if this
Doing
person's
a lot of
being
hand
honest.
movements right now.
I don't know if this person's being honest right now. And that sets me off. Never like a burping or farting thing. I don't generally load in on that and go, this person's a little gassy. They're probably not telling the truth. But that's what the story is. And maybe it's because nobody's going to defend Diddy.
Kid Cudi testified Combs looking like a Marvel supervillain during a January 2012 meetup where they met up to discuss Diddy may or may not having anything to do with blowing up his car.
Oh.
Said the disgraced rapper was staring out the window with his hands behind his back. Like in a friggin' movie.
He thought he was untouchable.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I really get
There's
those
multiple
vibes.
clips that he had on reality television of him saying, I'm a god.
Yeah. Like, I really think he thought he was above it all. He had so much money, even though the craziest thing is, I feel like Diddy has been trying to act like a tough guy for his whole career because he was the weakest rapper of all time. I really feel like he's been trying to get like bona fides, like he was a cool gangster type guy, because as a rapper, he was like, I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought, like the corniest type of rapper. I think he's been trying to make up for that all of these years. And that is maybe why his behavior is what it is.
I think I think he was corny because he was trying to look cool. Whereas the corny ones were like, here's a little story I like to tell. Like the Sugar Hill Gang, they did their corny thing and they were good at it and that was fine. But
I like that, though.
He was corny, but he was trying to be a gangster and that wasn't coming off right.
And he couldn't rap and he couldn't sing.
He
was
could
just
rap.
Like part of it. Could he? Like even in that song, he does it. B.I.G. That's Biggie. He's doing good.
Yeah.
But Diddy not so much.
Diddy spelled in that song too.
Quick break. When we come back, we've got more updates on a Delta flight that had some issues, a dump truck versus a house, and a naked person versus an arsonist. All that and so much more. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Keep an eye out for a car stopped on the shoulder on I-4 westbound before Lake Mary Boulevard. There's slowdowns on Orange Blossom Trail near the ramp junction where Florida's Turnpike and the Beach Line meet. Traffic slowing down on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. You won't be expecting any trouble on the major roadways affecting your commute this afternoon. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Sunnyside drains.
Water is backing up from my drains, and there's a nasty smell coming from them.
Wait, how are you smelling it too?
You should call someone about that.
I should have called Frank Gay. I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your drains are backed up, you need a highly skilled technician who's not afraid to get a little dirty. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Trust and Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust and Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust and Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 20% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Divorce changes your life and your children's lives. Whether that change is good or bad depends to a great extent upon the attorney you choose. So interview more than one attorney and ask about experience, specifically trial experience. And oh, by the way, be sure to include Cordell & Cordell in those interviews.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Announcer is not a licensed attorney.
Greenway Kia proudly thanks all active and retired military members for your service. If you're in the market for a sedan or SUV, we've got the perfect Kia for you. Tariff-free and in stock now. Drive home a new 2025 Kia Sportage for just $299 per month for 36 months with zero due at signing. We want to see you in a Kia. From Greenway Kia, visit greenwaykias.com today.
Qualified applicants through KFA include $650 acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, 0 security deposit plus tax title license, $899 dealer, and $249.50 doc fee. Expires 6/15/25.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. Mortgage rates have improved again this week. Get your quote for a refinance to lower payments or get cash out at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but it's also hard to deal with a cough that won't go away and thinking it's lung cancer, or feeling your heart race after a walk and wondering if it's a heart attack, or telling your family you may not be around to see your next birthday.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but the consequences are even harder. Tobacco-Free Florida has free resources to help you stay smoke-free. You may be eligible to receive free nicotine patches, gum, or lozenges. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW or visit tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for Eustis Roofing. Look, hurricane season is approaching, and if you think there's a possibility your roof could give up the ghost, call my friends over at Eustis Roofing. You will be in great hands. These guys have been doing this since 1959, 65 years, making sure that Floridians are safe in their homes, and they do it with great craftsmanship and tons of integrity. Not to mention they serve all of Central Florida, and they even offer no-interest financing. Call these guys for an estimate today. They run the cleanest site in the business. It's EustisRoofing.com. That's EustisRoofing.com.
The future is bright. RC Hill here. It's graduation season. This month, I'm helping people graduate from their old ride. I'll help you save up to $10,000 on a new Mitsubishi with a lifetime warranty. You can even drive the redesigned 2025 Outlander top safety pick and Yamaha sound system. Or the new Mirage, 43 miles per gallon, lifetime warranty starting at only $15,900. Plus, I've got over 200 certified used cars. But hurry, pre-tariff prices won't last long. I'm RC Hill. See all my rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
This summer, escape to a place where history echoes through the streets, where epic beaches embrace breathtaking sunrises, and days are filled with adventures. From the historic charm of Old St. Augustine to 42 miles of scenic coastline in Ponte Vedra and the beaches, every moment brings a perfect blend of exhilaration and rejuvenation. Start your summer getaway now at FloridasHistoricCoast.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches, like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin.
Book now and save up to 40% off, plus kids sail free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crushyard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BILLS, BILLS, BILLS. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
change, whether it's AI or otherwise. This week with Google, who they have kind of silently been an also-ran in the AI world. Google has been announcing some pretty impressive products this week, honestly. Google has been out with all of their AI stuff with their, we talked about the Google Glasses, which
Where's my key card?
The first kind of Google Glasses, Sabrina, was kind of a failure, I think. It didn't really catch on.
It looked weird, and according to that one intern we had years ago, Mom liked it, period.
Yeah.
That's all we heard.
Yeah, didn't that person's mom crash into something?
Yeah, she liked it until she crashed into a Walmart or something.
That's what he said in the commercial break, but when it came to like on air.
But overall, the stuff, the AI that they announced this week for Google was pretty impressive. We went from Will Smith eating pasta and just like a weird uncanny valley type thing to Will Smith eating pasta and, hey, is that really Will Smith eating pasta?
Why is it crunchy?
It's a little bit crunchy pasta for Will Smith, but it looks very, very real if you're watching what actually is happening in this AI world, and it's been pretty crazy to see all this stuff. But with all this going on, I've sort of had this new fright, this new thing that I've been irrationally scared of in my life. And I blame it on a movie that Courtney had us watch a couple of weeks ago, I think now.
It's Courtney's fault.
And it's not her fault, but it's like kept this fright in my mind. And it was about these people who lived on a sharp curve. And Celine, see if you can find this. I think it was called The Sharp Curve. Is that the name of the movie? The Sharp Curve? And the movie is simply about these people who built a house, and it's on a sharp curve, and people keep crashing and dying into their house.
Dead man's curve.
Sharp corner. The sharp corner. That's it. The sharp. Look up the sharp corner, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And it's just, though, that's the whole thing. That's the entirety of the movie. The sharp corner is that these people live on this plot, this corner lot, and people go real fast when they go by it, and they keep crashing into their house, and they keep dying. And I have this as an irrational fear now.
Sometimes Kobe Smulders picks some weird things.
Yeah, she's in it. Kobe Smulders from How I Met Your Mother, who a lot of people thought was the mother. Maybe she was, maybe she wasn't.
She wasn't.
She's in this 2024 thriller that was based on a short story. And I bring all this up for this reason. This is in real life in Woodbury Heights, New Jersey. All right? This is a dump truck. Tell me what you would think if this happened to you. Dump truck cruising down the road.
In the middle of the road now. And
goes out of control.
Side. Okay.
Now it hits a power pole.
Oh.
It's knocking the power pole down.
Or something?
It's still going. Right into somebody's house. That is a nightmare.
At full speed.
Full speed dump truck.
Good God.
Big old vehicle.
And nothing stopped it or slowed it down except for that house.
The house is the only thing that kicked it slow. It was going about 50 when it started crashing into things, and then it stopped only when it plowed into this house. The dash cam footage revealing what went down, and it just is a frightening thing to think about. You're sleeping, you're as snug as a bug in a rug, and you're inside your house, and you just think all things are peaceful in the world, and next thing you know, bam! A dump truck just smashes through the wall of your house. It is a very irrational fear that I have right now. And this one did some real damage in Woodbury. Officers discovered a commercial vehicle had struck a telephone pole and then collided with a home, which was occupied at the time. It went through a couple of front yards, then right into the house. They said they had no idea what happened. The driver was stuck in the truck for 3 hours before being rescued. Stuck in the truck in this house for 3 hours. The 73,000-pound truck was carrying concrete sand and was carefully removed from the area, they said.
That was part of a, physics exam I took or something like that.
It doesn't say why this thing went out of control on the story that I'm looking at least, but it's an active investigation right now, and it's just a scary thing to think that can happen to you. Everybody has one of those roads around your house. We have 2 or 3 around here where a road dead ends and there's a house.
Yep.
And you think, oh man, all there is a stop sign here.
There's one that's been an issue for a while, and it's kind of around the corner from where my mom lives. And it is the barrier that is at the end of the road, like in front of the house, has been rebuilt numerous times.
Yeah.
And there's,
can you just, if you want to put a wall, can you just put a wall?
That will be crashed, sir, without a doubt.
No, if you put up a crash barrier so that if a car was to try to do this, and if we were going to stop a dump truck, it was going to be a pretty big barrier, but could you just put up your own barrier on your property, or are you not allowed to do that?
I don't see why you couldn't protect your own property in free America.
I know, but it would depend on if you have a homeowners association, if you have like so many different things.
I mean, you couldn't have like spikes, they couldn't be booby trapped or anything like that.
Oh God, that's
unfortunately
just scary that could happen. And that movie was very weird, but if you like Colby Smulders, she's in it, and it's called The Sharp Corner, if you want to check that out. Meanwhile, some problems in the flight world for some planes out there. And you guys fly Delta ever? Any Delta flyers? Delta flyers in the house?
1,000% Delta.
All right, you got both fly Delta. There was a little bit of a problem.
Which one? The airplane went upside down, or the one that the engine caught on fire?
Well,
Orlando.
This was Delta Flight 876. That's the one I'm talking about in particular. They had to make an emergency landing in Atlanta, and it happened back in February, but they just figured out what went down.
It's a good place for Delta to do that. It's their hub.
Oh, yeah. They were staying there for a while because there was an investigation going down. So there was an emergency landing. Smoke began filling the aircraft. They didn't know what was happening. They put the plane down, and everybody was okay. Now they did the investigation. And they found out there was a little bit of a problem on this Delta flight. There was indeed a little bit of a problem.
What had happened?
The plane had gas and passengers and a flight plan and pilots and wheels and no oil. No oil in the plane. The engine lacked oil. There was no oil in the engine.
I figured that'd be something that is checked often, but I'm no pilot.
Well, this one snuck through. The safe landing led to an evacuation. 2 passengers suffered minor injuries. An initial inspection showed there was no oil in the right engine. The Rolls-Royce BR715 C1 engine was completely devoid of any oil at the time of the emergency landing.
Do I have to be that girl now that when I'm walking on the plane, like,
Can I ask?
Did we double check the oil, guys?
Guys, I don't want to be rude. I know you're all professionals here, but did we put oil in the engine? Did that happen?
I know we're not going into Newark, but we got communication between everybody, right?
Jesus, that's not good. All right, let's go to you. A couple of your dispatches that we can work in right now. Here is, Alfonso said he subscribed on YouTube. It's free.
Just subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is Alfonso. Love you guys.
Love you too, Al.
Thanks, Al. Very short, right to the point, just right to it.
You ever seen a plane have one of those things in the windows like you would have if you were trying to block the sun out of your car when you park somewhere?
No, can you do that?
Yeah, they have them. I mean, not while you're flying, but they have sunshades for planes.
Really?
And they have fun stuff on them. So like a plane that I got on recently had a sunshade that looked like Han Solo and Chewbacca were flying the plane. And I was like, oh, that's clever.
My dad used to have that for his Jeep. My dad had a Jeep his whole life.
I know, you tried to sell it to me.
I did.
I thought it was the Mercedes you were going to
He tried both.
I was trying to sell them both because Celine needed a car at the time. I was like, you want some cars? I got
tried
some
to give me
cars.
cars that were worse than my current car.
I know, but I had really good deals on those cars. I was going to cut you the deal of a lifetime. I really was.
What was the deal? Full profit?
No. I would have given him the thing for nothing almost. But my dad had a Jeep when I was young, and it was the first car I could remember him having in West Palm Beach when we lived there. It was an 85 Jeep Cherokee. And then I kept telling him, Dad, this thing is old. It's got 275,000 miles on it. It's time for you to get something new. And he goes, you know what? You're right. And he went out and he got a used 1993 Jeep Cherokee.
That he knows how to. I got nothing.
He had them till he died. And my dad loved his Jeep Cherokees. And both of them were in pristine, and I mean pristine condition. He kept them very, very nice, which is why I was telling Celine, I got a perfect Jeep for you here. It's in glorious shape. My dad treated it well, and Celine said, I hate your dad. I don't want the Jeep. And I said, whoa.
Dang,
okay.
Exactly how it happened, guys. I really, I applaud his accuracy.
I would never say that about Sean's dad.
It hurt my feelings a little bit. But my dad had that vehicle forever, and he hated when his Jeep was hot from the sun. So he had one that was a stupid fake pair of sunglasses across the front of the Jeep. And he would put that dumb thing up there. And then my mom had one, and she was like, yeah, your dad tells us that we got to put these up. Keeps the car cooler when we're grocery shopping and stuff. And my mom had one that inexplicably had Spider-Man all over it, even though my mom hated Spider-Man, didn't care about anything like that. But she would put it on the front of her car, and those things they worked. They actually worked. They were successful. They did work. Here's Nurse Jan talking about that badass dog that fought off all those coyotes.
Good afternoon, y'all.
Hey.
I have an elderly Chihuahua who also happens to have some dementia.
Yeah.
And while I don't believe he would win, I can guarantee you that he would take on a whole pack of coyotes or anything else, because we had a black bear go through our backyard, and luckily he was in the fenced portion and couldn't get to it. He was very angry and doing his damnedest to get to that thing, though. And he very much bullies the German Shepherd that lives next door to me. So, wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
I love those little dogs that just have the heart of a lion. They are not scared. There's something to it. All right, one more for now. Here is Obi-Wan Kenobi talking about the John Madden movie, where Nicolas Cage is going to be John Madden, which was kind of a surprise to us.
Hey, you've got a tough case of Sean Watson Goutfoot hobbling around the home studio with a cane, buying peg legs off of Amazon. You want a medicine that acts tough. Boom, Tough Actin Acting.
That's not bad.
Tough cases of radio host gout ankle. Get Tough Actin Acting. Boom.
That's not bad. That's
not
a fairly
too
good.
shabby.
That was a fairly good John Madden, believe it or not. Let's do just one more right now for the moment. And we've got, I don't know if I can play this. Yeah, I can. We're fine. Here you go.
The news junkie.
Hey.
What's up, guys?
Hi.
So I was listening to you talk about the courtroom stuff with Diddy and how about him passing gas in the courtroom. I do want to say from my experience, I had a very rough childhood and youth.
Okay.
And was incarcerated multiple times and early on in my life. That life's far behind me now. I've been clean and sober for almost 15 years and a homeowner, so doing really good.
Good for you, man.
There is room for reform. But I do want to say that the talks of the passing gas, that is absolutely understandable, and I would say 100% correct. When you go into jail, your diet changes completely. They don't add a bunch of seasonings and things like that, preservatives. Like a lot of it's a whole different kind of eating.
Good
so gas for the first few months until you start to get used to it is unbelievable.
Oh, so the whole place?
Yeah, that's all I got. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Well, I didn't imagine the jail smelled very good to begin with, so it hasn't changed my assumption too much. But all right, let us know what you think. Send your video and audio dispatches. How do you do that, you say? Well, you go over to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we return, a man was very angry at an arsonist, as one might be. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Kid Rock. We'll tell the joke that cost a Japanese politician, cost him his job. We've got the joke that this person told that they said was too far.
Knock, knock.
Cost them their job. What happened?
Oh, yeah.
It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Keep an eye out for a car stopped on the shoulder on I-4 westbound near Lake Mary Boulevard. The traffic lights are working incorrectly where US 1792 meets Ronald Reagan Parkway. Use that intersection as a four-way stop. There's no serious accidents affecting your commute on the major roadways this afternoon. Just travel with caution. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to Rapid...
Go, Mike! Go, Mike, squad. Whoops. Go, Mike. Go, Mike, squad. Oh, I did that before. We need our chatter of the day. Not in this break, but in the next break, we're going to pick our chatter of the day. Chatter of the day. So think about it. Tell us who your nominees are. Hang on 1 second. I'm coming. All right. We are at 26,003 subs on YouTube. So if we can get to 30,000, live stream crazy. Just a few away from 30,000. YouTube growth be like that. Can I just get, I feel like I've got a metal can in my hand with a coin in it. Ding, 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 ding. I just need one sub. Just one. Behan says you're telling us to hang on so you can do math? No. I was looking for something for the penultimate segment to chit-chat about. But I think we're just going to shoot the S. We're not getting anything here for weekends. Weekend edition is done and loaded up and ready to go. We're not doing anything for that. So what we will do is just have a chill axe segment. Got Crypto says you got to show the current sub count and the goal. True. That must be effective, right? Like, there's no way all these streamers do that and it doesn't work. Plus, these streamers, they don't have commercials, so they basically spend the time that you might spend on commercials yapping at people to subscribe. Subscribe, you know, over and over and over and over again. And then doing like the 10,000 subscriber special and the 20,000, you know, all those things. Talk about your cane and where you put it and why you're not using it. It's put up. It collapsed down to nothing. I really needed it yesterday. Today, I'm feeling like I could bear weight, the weight of a bear, oddly enough, on my foot. So I've been doing that. And I hope that I don't regress and go backwards tomorrow, because I really, really want to be like back to normal tomorrow. But I that's probably asking too much. I don't think I'll be there. I'm just lucky that I can move from one place to another now. 1 minute, 30 seconds. Jesus healed Sean. Praise Dale, raise hell. So ScoMike is just for ads? ScoMike gets rid of ads. ScoMike is an ad killer for Riller. ScoMike is a big thriller. A hater killer. An ice chiller. ScoMike allows us to kill the ads so we can chit chat with you. And since I'm doing so, the least you can do is to go over and subscribe on YouTube. So thanks to everybody who did that today. Thank you. Hit the like button. That's your goal every day, by the way. I don't have to like pin stuff in chat or whatever. Just know that as a soldier in the junkie army, as a junkie yourself, your goal is to hit that like button. Uh-oh. Coming back.
In Alaska, and I genuinely think that was the first time I've ever felt myself kind of like slipping mentally. I think Alaska does weird things to people.
If you're interested in hearing anonymous callers like this tell stories from their lives, check out my podcast, Therapy Gecko. You can listen to Therapy Gecko on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Therapy Gecko and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BILLS. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
He won't hesitate to call you out when you're being a little ASCII. This is the new.
Thank you for sticking with us during C-Lane's acoustic show, because that's what happens during the breaks. We'd never get to know what C-Lane's playing.
Sorry.
We don't know. Like, we just know, Sabrina and I, that C-Lane does play guitar during the breaks, because we see him. He's got his acoustic and he's...
Crash into me, baby.
And he's playing and he's like singing sometimes in there, but we don't bother him.
We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know, but I also have in my Amazon wish list a desk drum set. So I'm hoping one day before the end of the year that we can jam.
Aside from the obvious, what does a desk drum set look like? Does it make noise?
Pretty incredible, yeah. And it comes with like two little pedals you put on the ground for the.
Hang on, this is real? This is an actual thing?
I'm gonna send you the link right
Hang
now.
on. Desk drum set?
Yeah, but it's one in particular. Not like the cheesy kid's toy.
Oh, it's like it's a grown-up version of the little kid stuff I'm looking at right now.
Way more expensive.
Oh, really? Text that to me so I could see. But C-Lane's always in there.
And then buy it for me?
No, probably not. We're going to buy you something for my birthday? That seems weird. Yeah.
Wow, look at this. Mentioning his birthday. Not even on his birthday.
Yeah. What a crazy person. I mentioned his birthday when I'm not even going to be here for my birthday because it's a national holiday.
We're not going to do it on
my birthday,
Tuesday.
since I was a little kid, I've been scarred by this because
once every 7 years?
No, my birthday was on Memorial Day weekend. So all the families were gone and people wouldn't come to my birthday party. And my dad would go, there's a lot of people on vacation. And my mom would be like, I don't know, maybe they just don't like you.
Okay.
But they wouldn't show up. It wouldn't be a thing that the kids can make it out to my birthday parties because there's so many people for Memorial Day.
Let's have a birthday party and you'll see all the people that show up.
Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Right.
Does it tell you what's on the display that they show there? Does it tell you like how fast you're drumming?
No, it's the different voices.
Beats.
Oh, okay. Like boom, boom.
So we just have to figure out how I can plug it into the board.
The controller would be like, this one's a jazz kid, or this one's a hard rock kid, or this one's just all voices. Dum 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 dum, something like that.
I'm sorry. How did that last drum set go?
She heard it.
Yeah.
Oh, we're about to hear it again.
Yeah. I mean, thank you. I would like to hear that again if you don't mind.
That's what I'm thinking, guys.
Yeah. Give me your turnaround on that.
I think that'll be very fun for our,
I like it.
Our skull mic.
But I don't know, C-Lane, when he plays in music in the studio, it seems like he wants alone time. He's not sharing this with us at all. He does not tell us what song he's playing.
What do you mean? All I have is alone time. Sabrina's gone half the time. You're having skull mic time.
I have a very sensitive bowel.
Sorry to hear that.
You didn't have to say that. It's like it wasn't really a need for that necessarily.
I walked in today. I had set up stuff and said hi to Sean, and then I went to the bathroom. And then when I came back, and I said, "There is so much corn out in the lounge there for everybody to enjoy because of the Mount Dora Corn Festival coming up." And Sean was like, I thought that story was going to be just a completely different kind of report.
I thought you were literally coming back from the bathroom to tell me about corn, and I was disgusted with what was going on.
I don't blame you.
I could not believe it. But
dum, 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 dum.
Is that it? Hold on. This is, believe it or not, a lot of people don't know this. This is the first time that Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters ever sat behind a drum kit.
Dum, 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 dum. So I'm like,
wow.
Oh, something like that.
He sounded like me saying something at the end there.
I got to tell you, it's got to be chopped up a little bit more. But my favorite thing is that it doesn't sound like a drum set at all. It sounds like,
that's the thing, though. No,
it sounds like Family Guy when it was like
dum, 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 dum.
That's definitely like a 90s sitcom theme. But I understand what he's saying. You've had an electric keyboard where you can have like the ooze.
Custom sounds and stuff? Yeah.
So that's what he was doing here.
Dum, 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 dum.
And I'm thinking with this new desk drum kit, I could probably plug that in and have thum, 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 thum.
Yeah. You can layer it even and have a couple like sound effects. And
Looks like we got a break band, Christopher.
Yeah, you guys could do that. Then I don't have to shout endlessly into the skull mic during the
You
break.
like that. You
Sounds
love
good.
doing it.
Sounds good.
I go to talk to you, and I'm like, something important about the show, and he's gone. And
We
he's by the
have
skull
we
mic.
have arrived at a deal. Please, you talking to me during breaks is hilarious. Quick note, couple of things here. We got a bunch of emails coming in. First of all, thanks to Space Coast Native for the 5 gifted subs. Appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you to Kevin for the email. Kevin says, hey, Sean, C-Lane, and Sabby. Schwan, spelled that one wrong. I think you missed something really cool yesterday with the Trump and South African president situation. While they were all viewing the video, Trump ambushed the South African president with yesterday. If you look closely to the right of the monitor, there was a secret door with lights on the wall. And in the video, you see a staff member realize it was being broadcasted. He walked over and slid the big mirror across the door opening. I had to rewind the video after the first time to see it. Blah, blah, blah. He said, oh, it was an escape passage he's talking about? I don't know if that's the case. I just know the confrontation thing was kind of funny. Like, here's a television with a whole bunch of clips, and I want you to respond to the clips. And the president of South Africa was like, had nothing to say, and just kind of was stuck in the White House. If you get invited to the White House, you better be ready. There could be some sort of encounter at any point in time that you might not end up on the positive side of it. Maybe South Africa will need to try to do the same thing to Trump if he ever visits them over there. Give it a shot. I think he'll handle it, though. Shane says, do you think this is real, Sean? And you send an Instagram reel along. Says, should have bought a better casket, or is it the funeral home's fault? I'm going to guess this is fake. It's a casket coming out of a funeral home, and there's a couple of people, 3 people carrying it. That's not enough people. 4 people, 5, 6, got 6 people with the casket. Oh, hit a bump. No, that's fake. Yeah. They're pretending that the body fell out of the bottom of the casket. No way.
Was that drywall?
No, yeah, no shot. These caskets are very expensive. I can tell you this from experience. They are very expensive, and they're also very, very well made. I don't believe that the bottom actually fell out on this particular casket, but thank you for the email. We spot fakes around here as best we can. Samuel says to tipsofthedewsjunkie.com, hey, Sean, I just sent in a dispatch about the All-American Rejects house show in Nashville last night. Oh, they played one of those house shows in Nashville. Hang on. Let me bring up your dispatch if I can find it here. Here is Insecure Walrus with a dispatch about the All-American Rejects.
Interestingly, you guys talked about the All-American Rejects house shows yesterday. Well, the one for Nashville, where I live, was held last night.
Awesome.
And the way it works, apparently, is they put out on social media, here's a phone number, text this to RSVP to the house show, and then if you get selected, they send you a text like an hour before the show and say, show up at this address, here's where the show is. And it's just a house. It's somebody's backyard. And in Nashville, somehow that info got leaked.
Uh-oh.
And hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people showed up to the house in East Nashville. My sister-in-law was one of those people who had texted in, but unfortunately didn't get in because they kind of had a cutoff and everything. But lots of people showed up. People were stealing ladders from like construction sites next door to look over the fence, standing on trash cans and denting in the lids. And she was kind of worried about the police getting called or something. So she headed out to the front of the house to leave. And that's when the band showed up in their tour bus and walked like 5 feet in front of her. But she did not get to actually see the actual show.
Oh, that's still cool.
That doesn't happen much in Nashville. That stuff gets a little crazy like that. So it was kind of odd, but interesting timing that you guys talked about it yesterday.
Thank you for the dispatch. Appreciate that. We're going to take a quick break. We'll get to this man versus the arsonist before we wrap everything up today. We'll do the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Thursday. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms. These will take place mainly to the south of Orlando. A couple of these could be on the strong side with heavy downpours and gusty winds. Otherwise, temperatures won't be quite as hot, but it will still be pretty warm and muggy. Plan for highs right around the low 90s for this afternoon. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
Go, Mike. Here's the deal. We need our nominees for chatter of the day / week. I gotta go get today alert. Big dog. Okay. Who are our nominees for chatter of the day? Come on in. Pick all of the Twitch mods. Marla. Marla's a good one. Marla had some good comments today. Marla on YouTube is our chatter of the day. Congratulations, Marla. Thank you. Thank you for being you. Marla is our chatter of the day. When we get done with the Skull Mike Squad stickers for people who subscribe to secret shows, and when you subscribe, after you get done subscribing, it takes like a second, you'll see where you can claim your magnet. And when you get a magnet, you're getting one of these stickers, Skull Mike Squad stickers, while they last. As soon as all these are gone, I have another item that will be here next month for gifted subs and subscribers. That is awesome. Awesome. I'm very excited about it. But these ones are up for now. 4 minutes. Marla, the best of the best. Couldn't be beat. Ain't nobody better. Can't nobody take her pride. Can't nobody hold her down. I got to keep on moving. Okay, chat. We have 3 minutes to spend together right now. And then we're off tomorrow. You can enjoy best of, or you can go into the world of secret shows for some fresh content. Subscribe at thenewsjunkie.com. AMA on the way out. Ask me anything. Any question you have, right now is the time to do it. If you have a question for Mr. Predicto, you can do that as well. Any questions you have on the way out before we have a 4-day weekend? Will we have a stream tomorrow? Maybe. Can I have a raise, says Behaw. Behaw, I talked with the suits. We had a little chit and a little chat. And we came to the conclusion that you are currently paid a fair wage. However, I think you might be up for a raise at some point in the future. What do you think? Would Behaw be good on the show? Let's say Sabrina was out. Would Behaw be a good fill-in for Sabrina? What do you think? Would Behaw be a good fill-in for Sabrina on days that she takes off? I've only had one person fill in like that. It was a person from Discord, and it worked out really well. It was just like, it was a really, really good idea. And it just really, really smart stuff. Really, really good. Nah, dog. Respectfully. Kevin says, can we listen to Sealand playing his guitar during the break instead of Sean mumbling? First of all, fuck twat, I am not mumbling. Okay? I am not mumbling. You might not like the things that I am saying, but I am certainly saying them with effect and with a clarity that one in communication should do. Okay? Also, he's not playing the guitar right now. Can you ask Mr. Predicto if I can get a raise, says Tanya. Mr. Predicto, can Tanya get a raise?
No.
Brutal. Right to the point. No raise for Tanya. 1 minute. Delivery Penguin, hello. How are you? You guys are thinking I said wad? No. I called him a fuck twat. How's that for enunciating? Ladies and gentlemen, have a great day. Will we have a stream tomorrow? There's only one way to find out. Shouts out to the mods. Shouts out to the mods on Twitch and YouTube. Thank you. Great job.
Here for Eustace Roofing. Look, if you're in an ice cream stand for 65 years, I'd be impressed. But the guys at Eustace Roofing have been providing solid roofs protecting Florida families since 1959. In 2021, they were the roofing company of the year. And they're metal roofing experts, which means they manufacture it on site. These guys serve all of Central Florida, and they offer no interest financing as well. So don't roll the dice for hurricane season. Call Eustace Roofing for a quote today. It's eustaceroofing.com. Again, that's eustaceroofing.com.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off. Free UPS shipping and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Preparing you for the impending robot uprising. This is the News Junk.
And today, we're going to wrap everything up for a Thursday and the week. We love you. We appreciate you. It's been a good time. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out. What's going on? Who's talking in there in the studio? Who's walking around talking in there?
The engineer.
Engineers on this show, just cruising on through.
Yeah,
no, we're in the studio.
I mean, there's a lot of equipment here. Do you want the show to keep going?
They're openly talking in the studio when your microphone is hot.
He's out of here. Chill out.
Sure, yeah. I'm by the X216 right now.
Well, happy early birthday, bud. It's very exciting. You're going to be 54.
I'm not going to be 54, by the way.
53, I'm sorry.
It's mean and evil. But 44? Hold on. Shh, we don't have a lot of time. Okay?
All right.
So we're going to tell them about this event that you have coming up.
Oh, for me? Oh, well, thank you. Friday from 5 to 7, Angel from the Monsters and myself, we're going to be doing a sound clash, DJ, verse karaoke, games, giveaways. And as of this morning, and thank you, Sean, I've got a bunch of News Junkie swag and Real Radio swag to give away. And then some rumor has it, maybe some other fun stuff that I cannot say on the radio right now. So be there, absolutely free. Orlando Fringe going on now, and it's going to be at the outdoor stage, 5 to 7. All the information on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra.
See, Lan, that doesn't leave a lot of time for you, but do you have anything going on this weekend you want to talk about?
Nope, just chilling, baby.
All right, chilling, baby.
Chilling, baby.
Happy birthday to you.
Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
Happy birthday.
So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Thursday, May 22nd, 2025. Everybody have a great and enjoyable and safe break.
You as well. Let's get drunk.
And we will be back very soon. Will there be a stream tomorrow? We'll see. Right now, today I learned this band right here.
Journey.
The Cure. That's right. The Cure. They once played a 4-hour concert. It's a long time. The entirety of one of our shows. When they played 50 songs. 50 songs, 4 hours? That seems I guess
very quick.
Yeah,
it's like what Ludacris did.
That does. The Cure, an English rock band formed back in 1976. Damn, they're about to be 50 years old as a band. That's wild to think about. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back soon. Same time, same place. Miss any of the show? Get the podcast over at the news.